Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show where, after the AEW collisions of sorts, we sift through
the wreckage.
the wreckage, Vetsky. And as you can see, I'm a wreck right now, Vet. I'm all banged up because of AEW. After watching All Out, Vet, I am totally extreme now. I'm hardcore, bro. That's what I am. I'm hardcore Jimmy T as of tonight.
He's hardcore. He's hardcore. He's hardcore.
I am hardcore. I'm the whole hardcore show. And just for the record, we are live on Hamin Media Group YouTube and on channelattitude.com after the fact. I am your host, Jimmy T. That is the vet, Jamie Williams. And boy, has it been a septic tank full of sifting, vet. I mean, for me, I've gotten all AEW crazy. I'm too banged up for all elite wrestling, dude. It should be all extreme wrestling.
Yeah, I'm not being paid a plumber's wages to deal with what we had to go through this past week.
Oh my god, dude. I don't know who's more hardcore these days. Is it the women of AEW, more particularly Willow Nightingale and Statlander? I mean, we'll get into that in a moment, but the men, I mean, dude, I don't know where to start. But we'll start with that later on because we do need to sift through other, wreckages, shall we say, from Dynamite all the way to Collision and then onto All Out. I'm getting confused. Are we all in? Are we all out? I have no idea anymore, Vet. But
I think we're somewhere.
We're somewhere. We're in the middle, but we're gonna sift through it, and we're gonna sift through some news. But while I get to that, man, what's been happening? Are you sore from watching all of that AEW?
A little bit. I was just disappointed, because I'm we're starving here. We need something to eat. And even the stuff that we got, I mean, because of everything else around it, I lost my appetite, Like we'll talk about some of our a la carte items, but it's like we had to eat them in the restroom, like we didn't have that relaxed ambiance. We didn't have the nice clean table and silverware and stuff. It's like we had to eat it over the sink at the fucking bus station, In the so we didn't even really get to enjoy our food, the way that we would like. So, man.
Well,
and speaking of,
we are all over it.
all over it. And Big Nick is here from the Wrestling for Life Network, and those guys, they never stop.
Absolutely.
I'm surprised they're not doing a show right now. How does he have time to sit with us? But I want to ask Nick if he kind of feels the same way, because it was a struggle this week at AEW for me, at least, and it sounds like Jimmy too. Jimmy's got head trauma just from watching. Like his brain is leaking right now, so he had to bandage up a little bit.
I'm all banged up. I got a syringe right through my cheek, dude. Literally.
Yeah. So but I need an outside perspective, because I'm grizzled and bitter, so I may not be the best person to ask, and Jimmy's clearly concussed.
I'm not myself, man. I'm feeling sick.
We need an outside party perspective. I want to know. I want to know what other people think, but man.
Well, cold-blooded with the comments rolling in already, saying, I'm surprised Jimmy doesn't have a syringe sticking out of his face. I did earlier, trust me. No shit.
Took it out. Yeah.
I took it out because I'm tough, bro. I'm all extreme.
All
right, all extreme, bro.
Spoiler alert for later. That, if you want to call it a match, that's the only thing I watched in its entirety from the All Out show. I just simply was not able to, I did not have the time in my schedule to watch it. Like, I literally had no time. So it was either postpone this show until I could watch All Out, or it was just, I'll just let Jimmy, carry the weight of that, and I can watch maybe 1 or 2 matches. So that's the one match I watched because I figured that's the one that everybody would be talking about. And that's it. So that's a spoiler for later, and we'll talk about that when we get to it instead. So as long as you hang out with us through the entire sifting process, as we drag the bodies from this pile up and stack them like Roman Reigns, then you'll get to hear my thoughts on that. But Big Nick answered my question by saying I was excited for All Out and was severely let down and feel it was a huge mistake and a letdown. Yes,
dude.
And
All Out
says hypodermic needles are all elite. Yes,
they are, and they give you hepatitis apparently. So not just that, and fleas. They give you fleas too. Supposedly the AEW fleas. You don't want any of those. Trust me, they're pretty bad. But before we get into the AEW septic sifting, because it's a special septic edition of the wreckage, let's get into some news, Vet, because let's start. And it's, we're still talking AEW, but it's Kevin Kelly and the Tate Twins defamation lawsuit against AEW. So let's see what's going on here. On a recent episode of House of Kayfabe podcast featuring Kelly and the Tate Twins all together, funny enough, attorney Stephen P. New, who you guys might all know him for being the lawyer of James E. Cornette. So they were all on the show, and one of the topics discussed included Pinew's thoughts about his client Kelly's defamation claims against Riccoboni, and revealed that Kelly's contract with the company was for 3 years in length. The defamation claim against Riccoboni stems from Kevin Kelly enjoying the movie Sound of Freedom. This is ridiculous. Just reading this is just ridiculous. And he tweeted some about the Sound of Freedom. Kevin says that the movie moved him and that he liked it. And not long after that, Riccoboni on Discord and others started saying things that, well, you must be a QAnon conspiracist if you believe that kind of thing. And what have you. It seemed to Kevin Kelly like his relationship deteriorated with AEW after this exchange with Riccoboni. Now we only know Kevin's side of his of this right now. The reason for the discovery process is to question witnesses, to request documents and that kind of thing. That's the only way that the truth is arrived at, and is to go through the discovery process. You request emails, you request texts, you request social media platform information, posting and messaging and that kind of thing to get at whether or not someone meant to hurt someone. Was there a reason with the 9 members of the announced team that Riccoboni was engaging in the Klingon method of advancement where you kill off your rivals? We don't know the answers to any of those questions just yet. The only thing I can say is that Kelly perceived being treated differently by AEW, by HR, by the people in the Home Office, and after this dust-up with Riccoboni, and then resulting in the first week of March being let go by AEW, only about 9 months into a 3-year-long contract. Now, before I get into the Tate Twins, what do you think of that little spiel about Kevin Kelly?
I have no idea what to make of that. I have no idea what to make of that. It sounds like a bunch of he said, she said right now. So, and you could decide which one's the she, I guess. I don't, I don't know. I don't know. I have no comment. No comment. All right. What about the Tate Twins? Now, them I know a little bit more about because supposedly it was all about them missing shows.
Oh, God. Have you seen those texts?
Yeah. So.
Ridiculous, bro. But do you want me to get into it to see what they said about it?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Might as well.
All right. So this is the Tate the Tate Twins. For anyone that doesn't know who the Tate Twins are, it's the boys, Dalton Castle's boys. But this is what they had to say. Tony Khan, after the Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor, said of the Tate Twins that there were no shows all the time, and that was the reason why they were being let go. You could imagine if somebody else says about the Tate twins, oh, they're unreliable. That doesn't carry the weight that, oh my God, the way this shit is written, that doesn't carry the weight that the owner of the company at the media scrum saying these guys are habitual no-shows to our shows, a statement which is knowingly false. Tony Khan knew that the statement was false when he made it. He made it anyway, and the Tates have really suffered since then. So that's why we believe that this is a defamatory case. Now, interestingly, though, AEW's official position had changed on the tweets, though. It was due to financial hardship now, apparently, Vet. We're laying some people off. We're letting some people go. Which is it? Is it financial hardship, or was it because the Tates were no shows? Truth is, it's an absolute defense to defamation. So if Ian Riccoboni can prove that Kevin Kelly is a QAnon nut, then that is truth as an absolute defense to that claim of defamation. If Tony Khan can prove that the Tates were habitual no-shows, that the travel issues weren't the fault of his own people, Nashville is not Knoxville, folks. They're two different cities. One's in East Tennessee, the other's in Central Tennessee. So I think we'll be fine on both of those defamation counts. But also, Penu also gave his thoughts about how his client's case would be argued in court. He goes on to say, just look at some of the things said about Kevin Kelly today in response to this lawsuit. He was called a conspiracy theorist, a QAnon quack, just by virtue of the fact of him being trending on Twitter and being a headline in this lawsuit. The name plaintiff in this lawsuit, people still believe that stuff. People still believe all that stuff. One of the things that make the defamation claim a little tougher is its actual malice. There can probably be a pretty straight-faced argument that these plaintiffs are public figures. They wrestle on national television and on cable television, so they can at least make that straight-faced argument, because in addition to the 4 things that you have to prove with defamation about the publication and the knowing and false statement and making it nonetheless in the case of a public figure, you have to show that the act was done with actual malice, and that's where Riccoboni trying to knife a competitor in the back for an announcing job, we might just be able to get there on that. But what do you have to say about this? It's just, to me, this all sounds childish and ridiculous. And again, I don't blame you if you don't want to comment, because it's just all dumb on all fronts, dude.
I'll say this. Stephen P. New probably thinks he has a case. Otherwise, he would have told these guys to get lost. That's my guess.
I see. Right. Absolutely.
And he's already dealt with Tony Khan before, and he came out on the winning end of that, apparently. So he has no reason to believe that he could just do it again. Why not get paid? So there you go. Now, as far as the guys in question, like with Kevin Kelly, I don't know any of that. As far as the boys, I don't know. I guess the reason that I guess defamation is a pretty strong word, like as far as they're going, because as I recall, somebody asked him in one of these damn scrums, which it's like, when are you going to stop with this madness and just cancel these things so that none of this stuff ever comes up and nobody can ask you any questions like this? And then you put your foot in your mouth, right? Like, that's the only thing that can happen. What has Tony Khan ever said at a scrum that ended up being positive for the company? It's either nobody cares if he says something positive, or if he says something that's controversial, then that gets plastered all over wrestling social media and dirt sheets and stuff. They don't care if he says anything positive or interesting. They only care if he slips up and says something else or says something awkward or whatever. Or clips go viral of him being awkward and hugging people and whatever and all this stuff. It's never good. Nothing has ever benefited AEW, I don't think, from these things. And some of these things have been extremely harmful financially and just like, in other ways. So I think it's time to just trash the scrum. And WWE should do it too, because they just look like they're trying to do what AEW does. Like everybody should just trash these scrums. Forget it. Just call it a wrap before something, before something else happens. That's really the only comment. As far as like the lawsuit and everything, I don't have any information, so I'm not going to pretend.
Well, there's more to this, and I mean, I can keep going because apparently JR has got a thing to say about this. There's so much to actually go through, but I mean, I don't know. Should I get into what Jim Ross thinks?
No, let's not.
Yeah, I don't think we need to. But
I think we've done enough.
Yeah, we've done enough because we can be here all day. The point is, everybody needs to grow the fuck up. How old are these guys? I mean, seriously.
Pretty old.
Yeah, except for Rico Boney, I think he's actually even younger than us, dude. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
But still, the point is, grow the fuck up, everyone, for crying out loud. And stop doing it publicly. Like, what's wrong with these people?
No,
Who went on Quack because he liked the movie? Which was... it's all about child trafficking and shit. Like... Anyway, it is what it is. That is your AEW friggin' play school bullshit.
So they're trying to cancel Jimmy T now. Don Stevens is now committing a DDoS attack on Jimmy T's fake Australian
on NBC.
internet. So,
Am I glitching out again?
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it. It's always on these days, bro.
You shouldn't have said all that stuff about people being childish because now their feelings got hurt and they're Don Stevens in you.
Don't get me. Yeah, oh god. Don't get me, guys. The only way I can fix that problem, Vet, is if I go in and out quickly. That's the only way. So I don't know if you want me to do that, if I can, but
well, it's okay now.
It is? Alright. Let me know if it gets really blurry again and shit, because I hate that, dude. But anyway, like I was saying, there's apparently going to be a new special on NBC. It was originally reported that it was going to be Saturday night's main event. But apparently, there's WWE's new television deal with NBC for SmackDown's return to USA Network, including terms for 4 primetime specials to air on NBC per year. WrestleVotes reported that one source spoken to confirmed that this upcoming special will be presented, actually, after all, as Saturday night's main event. And I'm cool with that, Vet, because for me growing up, Saturday night's main event was a staple whenever it was on. It does have a big sort of, fight feel to it. And, it's nostalgic, man. So, what do you think? I mean, do you want more wrestling? Do we need Saturday night's main event every quarter for the whole year?
I mean, once a quarter is fine. Saturday night main event, the way I remember it as a kid, was just that was the wrestling show where you got to see guys that weren't just all squash matches. So
right, exactly.
I was definitely in favor of it. But
yeah, for sure, man.
But now but wrestling is so far away from that now that it's like, what are they going to do that's any different than any of their other shows, except that it's on NBC at a certain time slot? I mean, every Raw and SmackDown is a Saturday night's main event these days, so whatever. All you're going to do is you could dress up the set to look, like a throwback. But
that'd be awesome.
As far as like putting on like marquee matches, well, they do that now. Like everybody's spoiled on that now, so it really doesn't have the same effect. It's just more shit you got to watch. So,
that's true. No, you're right. It's good for the nostalgia, you know what I mean, which is cool and all. But yeah, I guess more wrestling. We need more wrestling. Jeez, I mean, who would have thought?
Might as well. We're paying for it. We're paying you all this money. We want more wrestling. Yeah, Outrunners say AEW. By the way, what's up, Matt Schaffer? Gage in the chat right now.
Yo,
MSG.
yo. What's up? He had to sift through a lot of wreckage live, funny enough, doing the AEW rounds for Australian television. How'd that go, Matt, by the way? Yeah, sure live. He loved it.
Yeah, the Outrunners. Apparently, they are selling more merch than a lot of the top guys in AEW.
Really?
Apparently.
Is that true? Wow.
It's what's being reported. Wow. Outrunners merch. Get your Outrunners merch, guys.
True. I hope that's true. If that's true, shame on all of you in AEW. That should tell you something, you know what I mean? Because the Outrunners are legitimately great, man. Like, I am a fan of theirs. They've been hustling and bustling for years, and they're finally getting recognized. The only thing is, though, will they catch some heat if all these reports are true?
Nah, it'll be all right. I mean, maybe a little, but
They will get heat for sure. You know how it is in the wrestling game. Of course, they're going to get heat. They're going to get, there's going to be a lot of jealousy out there, but it is what it is. I mean, that's pro wrestling for you. But in other news, well, apparently got updated estimates for AEW All In 2024 pay-per-view buys. Vet.
Ooh.
Yeah. So apparently, as noted before, AEW's All In 2024 event this past August at Wembley Stadium in London was estimated to have generated around 167,000 to 173,000 pay-per-view buys based on early numbers and estimates. What's your take on that? Is that a success in your eyes for AEW? Or, I mean, that's a lot of money still with, $60 a pop.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a couple million, it's a few $1 million. What's, what was last year though? Is the question.
Oh, I think it was a lot more. I think it was like at the 300,000 mark around there, if I remember. I got it for free. They aired that shit for free for me last year, so on ESPN.
Oh, nice.
So I was happy.
Do they count it as a buy? I mean,
that's a good question. I'm not sure.
Somebody had to buy it, even if you got it for free. So.
Well, get this. You could buy it on pay-per-view, like on other platforms, right? But why? When you could watch it for free on ESPN via, obviously, my cable provider, which is Fox, funny enough. So, no shit. It's true story. It's Fox. Foxtel, my cable provider, is literally Fox that owns it. So, pretty funny at that. Right. But I'm pretty sure it was double that last year. I mean, everything was double when you think about it, including attendance. I mean, shit.
Well, it ain't getting no higher.
Well, it definitely ain't. But that seems to be the average with AEW pay-per-views in general, though, man, from what I noticed. Even though they're probably bullshitting the numbers anyway. Let's be honest. They're not going to tell us the real numbers.
Well, there's going to be... Look, this is I talk about this a lot, but the younger generation of which, AEW may attract the younger fans, but those younger fans are used to just stealing everything on the internet. So there could be a lot more people that are watching this that just are going to pirate it and they're not going to actually pay. So 167 or so thousand paid. I guess that's good. That will pay for one of the big contracts that they signed. Like maybe that'll pay for Swerve Strickland's 2024 because of just what they got from AEW All In, perhaps. I mean, it's up to them to know, but hey,
Well, sticking with the ratings and buys and whatnot, once again, the Dynamite numbers were down, Vet. I mean, again, no big deal, but it seems to be their ceiling seems to be around that 600,000 mark now.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. But it's not,
that is gross.
But it's funny because, I try to say in the context of everything that we look at, and we look at the WWE, right? And everybody agrees that the WWE business is really up. And, Raw, for example, can't get 2 million people on cable. SmackDown does over 2 million on Fox, and they're not on Fox as of this Friday. This was the last Fox broadcast episode, so now they're going to be on USA. Well, USA to Fox to USA, network to cable, you're probably looking at about a 1.6, 1.7, because there's going to be that drop off from the broadcast, and also the fact that people are going to tune in on 8:00 on Friday night. They're going to be like, hey, where's SmackDown? Oh, well, and then they'll just never watch SmackDown for the rest of their life because they won't even care to look that it moved. Sometimes people are like that, the creatures of habit that they are. Of course, most of the people will just follow it over, but then again, how many people is that again? Falling asleep watching Law and Order and just leaving the TV on, it's just nobody's doing well in terms of TV except for live sports and live news, cable news.
Right. Absolutely. I mean,
look at when you break it down, and you look at when they talk about the number one programs on cable or whatever, every single one of those shows in the cable time slots is a news show on one of those 24-hour news networks or a sporting event.
Yeah, I know it's just not the same anymore, dude. I remember like years ago when I first got, cable television, way back. I'm talking over 25 years ago, more 30 years ago. It was the most exciting thing at the time, dude. Like for me, right? Like I was like, wow, I've got access to all this shit, and it used to feel like it had something, right? Now it feels so generic and just it's like, why do you even need to have it anymore, right? I mean, you really don't need it, you know what I'm saying? But I only have it because of the sport, like really, like, you know what I mean? That's the only thing I'm interested in, let alone paying for all these Netflixes and all this shit on top of that.
Yeah. However, the streamers are looking to get sports. And if streamers dominate sports, that will be the death of television as we know it.
100% done and dusted after that. If that happens to a full extent, it's done.
Right. It's very important that for TV stations and everything to stay alive, they need to secure those live events and everything that that people have been conditioned to be there at the time. Wrestling no longer like that. Because not only will somebody pirate it like we were talking about earlier,
right,
but they'll go find like the channel, the official channel, and they'll watch a clip. So if companies like WWE and AEW want to benefit their TV partners, they really have to stop uploading full segments. Like if you go to WWE channel, and then there'll be like, it'll say Monday Night Raw, full segment, Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, and it'll be like 15 minutes, 18 minutes, whatever it is. They'll show the whole segment. You got to stop doing that. Because if somebody can just go to your YouTube channel, why would they watch USA or now Netflix or whatever? They could just be like, oh, this is what I wanted to see. I'll just watch this one clip. That's great for YouTube for that revenue, which Google's taking a cut anyway. But if you want like Netflix or USA or whatever, or if AEW wants Warner Brothers or whatever to be pleased with them and get more people to watch them, you have to make it so that that's the only place you can see this stuff. There's always going to be people stealing stuff and uploading it. You can't stop everybody. Always. But you could stop doing it yourself on the official channels and just give somebody like a quick, like if CM Punk and Drew McIntyre have a 15-minute in-ring, maybe you could upload like a 1-minute clip just to get people interested and then be like, oh, I missed this. Well, I'm going to have to watch next time. That's how you get people. But you have to have that relationship if you're going to keep this shit alive. Otherwise, it's like you're just biding your time and waiting for, television to die as we know it. And if that's your choice, then okay. But that's not what the networks want, right? But and they're the ones that have to pony up these rights fees for the broadcast. So like Warner Brothers making the big mistake of letting the NBA go, right? Oof, they should have definitely tried to secure that, because that's one of the only reasons that anybody would turn to your shitty fucking channel is basketball, Inside the NBA and the basketball games.
Love Inside the NBA, bro. That's the best basketball-related sort of show, period. Even just their halftime reports are awesome. You know what I mean? So, unfortunately, we're not getting that anymore, which is sad. But, yeah, no, you're right, man. And the thing is, they do that with their PLEs too, dude. Which is weird. Do you remember years ago, man? Years ago, okay? When there was a pay-per-view on WWE, for example, and then we move on to Monday Night Raw the next night, right? They'll never show you actual video clips. They'll just show you stills.
Yeah, they show you
the stills.
Remember that?
It was just
stills with sound effects.
With sound effects and the commentating, right?
Dude, they still do that sometimes, to this day.
They do.
Like, to this day, they will show you stills from SummerSlam or whatever, just because they want you to watch it. But it does no good. It does no good to show that on the TV show if nobody's watching the TV show. You're uploading clips to YouTube, whatever,
But where's the incentive to actually watch Raw? That's what I'm saying, or SmackDown, or whatever.
You have to make people feel. You have to make people feel like they will be missing out if they don't see it. That's why people watch live sports. People watch live sports because they want to be in the moment. They know that wherever they are on planet Earth, everyone is sharing this moment at the same time. You ain't nobody watching a random baseball game in the middle of the season like 2 days later on DVR. Of course, some people do. But by that time, you probably already got the score somehow, accidentally. You saw the score of the game that you were saving to watch later. And then otherwise you have to put the blinders on and not talk to any of your friends that like the same team you like and all this other stuff just to avoid hearing the score of the game you didn't get to watch, right? That's no way to live your life. You have to just be there to watch the game or not. And if you miss the game, you all you want to know is who won. That's all you care about. And wrestling has to make that shift if TV networks want to keep wrestling as a viable programming option and not be disappointed, like they're not getting the ROI on their rights fees. You have to work it out to where, it's much more urgent that you tune in live to see these things. And they're just not doing that. As a matter of fact, it's the opposite. You watch NXT, if you watch NXT on USA, right? This shit is geared for children. This is for babies. It's like watching one of those Nickelodeon shows like Hey Dude or something. It's that level of childishness. But the only people that are still watching cable TV are fucking old. They're not going to want to see this shit. It's all great if you watch NXT clips and you can hear them try to fit the new slang into their promos and stuff like that all the kids are using. But the older generation is the only ones watching on USA, and pretty soon the CW are going to be like, I don't get this. This isn't for me. So what are we doing? As Ben Hamin was like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Shout outs to Ben Hamin, the boss man himself. Zane Vicious says in the chat, I miss the steals from the 90s. It was.
Well, like I said, you can still see them if you actually. They usually play them when they come off of a commercial. They'll show you some pay-per-view stills, some PLE stills. That's Cap. Funny. Yes, exactly. Someone in the promo will say that's Cap. That's Cap, Zane Vicious.
I wonder who this guy is, man. Apparently his name is Let's Go Play RC. Why? Jimmy knows selling his original podcasting partner. Shoe some love, not show some love, apparently.
Yeah, shoe it. Kick it.
Shoe some love.
That's probably some new kid slang that is so far ahead we don't even know it yet.
DJ Messerbex to Homeboy. I wonder if that is Homeboy.
Shoe some love and Riz up Homeboy 88 with the the skibbity whatever.
I'm shooing you some love with a LeBron James shoe right there.
Shoey love. Take a drink.
Shoey love. No thanks. Right. Just because I'm from Australia doesn't mean I do that shit. But anyway,
all right.
It's okay. Oh, it's Tuddles apparently. Timmy, what's going on? Long time no see. I still showed love to Homeboy. He's just, a little bit paranoid, shall we say, for not showing enough love. But anyway, one more thing before we sift through the actual car accident galore that we're going to sift through. What do you think about? I know we spoke about this kind of last week, and I know you guys spoke to it on the Next Level podcast, which you can check right here on the Hamin Media Group YouTube channel and at channelattitude.com after the fact with yourself and Big Ray Hernandez. But the Odyssey Jones removal from the WWE roster page, I've heard reports that he's done something in terms of apparently domestic violence, I'm hearing.
Something's the worst thing you can do.
Well, yeah, apparently something along those lines. That's the rumors going around. Do you think there's something to this? I mean, we don't know for sure still. We really don't. It's still a mystery. Could it be a work altogether even?
It's not a work. It's not a work.
He just got worked out.
Yeah, well, you're not going to work something unless you think you can make some money off it. But there's no money to be made here. It just makes you look bad either way. You look bad if First, the confusing thing is there's been no official statement.
I mean,
I don't understand why there's been no official statement. But if you are doing an investigation,
right?
If you're doing an investigation and you find that there's nothing wrong was done, then what? You're just gonna put his name back on and bring him back to TV like nothing ever happened? Like we're putting you on pause? Like pause Odyssey Jones for a second. It's weird, you know, and they've released people in the past that have been exonerated. You know, Enzo Amore comes to mind as a guy who, you know, they was accused of something. Turns out maybe not, but oh well, too late. You ain't coming back. Because we can't. And why don't they bring him back? The reason they don't bring him back is because that makes them look bad. It means you were wrong for firing him.
Right. Exactly, man.
So you have to make it look like, yeah. So you have to make it look like, you know, oh no, that was just one of many things we want to get rid of him for. Okay, sure, but Odyssey Jones, it's a different story. We don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know, and nobody does, and the people that know ain't saying. So
well, maybe Jerome Hall does because he says, "What if he got fired for eating all the chicken in catering?"
Okay, now for the people listening, Jerome is a black man. Okay, so he's allowed to say those things.
Right, exactly.
If he wants to make that statement, he's allowed to make that statement.
Right, it's not us. It's Jerome, not us. But yeah, I mean, maybe he did eat everything in catering. Who knows? I'm sure he would eat a lot in catering. I mean, he's a huge guy. Nevertheless, he's gone missing. He's gone MIA. We don't know. He's not talking. WWE ain't talking. Nobody's talking. It's just a mystery at this point. So we'll see. Jerome saying, "Oh my God, lol. Well, we got to protect ourselves sometimes, Jerome, too. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to be accused.
And you, Jerome.
And you, exactly. None of us want to get accused of something that we're all not. So you never know, man, these days.
But if you want to hear my reaction to this, then be sure to follow HMG on social media. Watch Big Ray Hernandez's saga of what happened to Odyssey Jones, and it's a 3-parter this time, not a 7-parter. So if you want to hear us talk about that a little bit more with some funny little, you know, clip art and whatever, then go ahead and sound effects, you know, gimmicks.
Oh man, man, you guys kill it, man, on the Next Level podcast. Love it every week. But you know what, Vet? I think that's pretty much the sifting of the news because we're going, you know, before September 4th, even at this point. We got a big show still, Vet. We got a lot of work to do.
Oh my
God. Look, we'll try to sift through it as quick as possible, for the week. I mean, it's up to you, Vet. If you feel that you need to quit, by all means, I wouldn't blame you.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. I was gonna retire, but I'm gonna unretire here.
Oh, cool. There we go.
Let's see. Well, we got a lot of stuff to go through here, like you said. But I
went through a marathon, Vet, just so you know. So
did you? Did you cry? Watch it all in one day,
dude. I did. No bullshit. Before no
pack of lunch,
bro. I did actually. I forgot that Collision was on Friday instead of freaking Saturday, right?
Right.
Duh, because the pay-per-view was on.
You want to see that's going to set a record low rating.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Because it's a different channel, different time or whatever. Like,
was it on
it's already, ratings are already low. Well, what a different time for sure, different day.
Right.
So, like, you know, and
Friday.
then, yeah, it's just good God.
And they don't do a good job advertising that either, so it's easy to forget. But anyway, so I did a marathon, cut a long story short, and then I fell asleep after the fact. And that's what happens when you do that. But anyway, let's sift through this crap.
All right. And if we forgot to talk about anything, then just remind us. We'll see what we can do. Let's start with Dynamite, I guess. Dynamite would be where we left off last week, so we're starting here. It's Daniel Garcia and Max.
Boom.
They do their whole thing where it's just, I don't, bro, you can't. What can we say about Daniel Garcia that we haven't already said the past however many months we've been doing this? It ain't gonna work, but whatever. You're going with it, fine. And then what do? We get one of these things. It's like the staginess of this. I almost can see I almost can see like in somebody's mind how this might look cool. They want to do something like cinematic, but to me it's just cringe, where MJF has got the defeated guy cradling his bloody head and talking to him calmly. Like, I understand what they're going for. They're trying to show how ice cold MJF is by just being able to not yell at a guy that's bleeding in your arms. I get it. I've seen this movie many a time. This ain't those movies. This is corny live TV. So didn't work for me, brother. What about you, Jimmy? Did you like any of this shit that they did?
I got banged up seeing that.
Oh,
bro.
okay. You are the Daniel Garcia in this situation.
I am the Daniel Garcia in this case, and I guess you're MJF in this case. I don't know what's worse anymore, because I feel like MJF's stock has just plummeted recently in many ways. But that's just me. Maybe I'm just overreading things or looking too much into it. But I didn't care. Why am I meant to take Daniel Garcia so seriously suddenly? All he done was dance.
Well, don't forget the WWE made an offer.
Oh yeah, a big offer apparently.
So huge. It's serious.
It was huge.
I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I love that. But no, really, why should I care?
Sit back here and take this fucking shit
and stomp at the same time with the one leg stomp. Haven't you seen that when he talks on the mic? God damn it, Tony. But no,
Will Hobbs, God damn it.
Where is Will Hobbs? Is he still walking around the streets of Oakland? Is that what's going on?
I don't know if he's walking at all. Oh, there was an update on Will Hobbs.
There was?
You might be able to look that up real quick. But anyways, yeah, so but Aaron Ben Shalom was saying MJF is overrated. Can we all agree on that? No, we can't agree on that. No, it's not that he's overrated. It's just that
he's not overrated.
He's buried in an avalanche of chicken shit right now.
A lot of chicken.
Like he can't make the salad fast enough, and now he's buried in it. He's waiting to be rescued at the bottom of this pile of chicken shit. That's what it is. He's doing his best, and I'm sure he's not happy. Big Nick says, as a scarf carrying MJF fan, this feud has killed any momentum yet. See, here's the thing. For guys like, I assume Nick, a lot of other people, Aaron, Ben Shlomo, please.
Sorry?
Me. It's what it is we've seen what MJF can do. The fact that he's not doing it, I'm not going to hold all that against him. He's just trying to make this work, and it can't. It just can't work. Or at the very least, it's just, even the hardest core of fans would have to admit this is only mildly entertaining. It's not going to blow anybody's socks off, No. So I'm just saying, like, there's people that, as far as I'm concerned, we're good. Like, I know what you can do. I've seen your potential. I recognize your ability. I'm a fan of yours. I'm not going to turn on you because of the booking.
Right.
I'm always going to be like, this is one of the boys. I'm empathizing with you. So I'm with you, and I just hope you make as much money as you can. That's my position on it. That's where the a la carte theory comes from. It's not about me thinking like, oh, this is going to be a good angle, or oh, this is going to be a good show. I've given up on that years ago. It's done. Wrestling's done as far as that's concerned. It will never be good again. It's barely good. It's barely tolerable a lot of the time for me, but we can find moments that we can enjoy, or performers that we can enjoy. But even performers that we enjoy, like if you think of an actor that you like that maybe made a movie you didn't like, it's the same kind of thing. Like, MJF's in a bad movie right now, and when it's over, I'll give him another chance, and so on and so forth. And I'll just hope that he finally picks a good script, to use the movie analogy. But
no, for sure. And he's not overrated, Aaron. I'm sorry, man. He's not. Just because we say what we're saying, it's only because, like the vet was saying, he's being fed a lot of bullshit, basically a lot of chicken shit, and he can't turn chicken shit into chicken salad every week. It doesn't.
Yeah. And he says, and he's right in the sense, Aaron is, when he says you need to stand up for yourself and you're a main eventer and be a main eventer. That's true. But even the main eventers have to pick their battles and pick their hills to die on. So, and also you feel like I can just speak from, bro, I can speak from experience, not just in wrestling, but other things. somebody gives you some lemons or some chicken shit, you take it as a personal challenge. Like, I can get this over. You're going to try,
sure.
you know?
Absolutely.
And it's not Daniel Garcia's fault that he sucks and nobody likes him. It's just, that's just the hand he was dealt, you know? So MJF is probably like, he probably wants to help Daniel Garcia get over. But some things are beyond even the great MJF. So it's just, it's not going to happen, but whatever. Anyways, we don't have time to stay on this all day. True. Let's see. I'm just going to speed through the stuff that we don't need to really talk about. Renee and the conglomeration, the word of the day is stupendous. Thank you, Mark Briscoe. You're a treasure. Give Mark Briscoe $1 billion, please. Did I say that before? Give him one whole billion himself.
But where have I heard stupendous before? Actually, Van?
It's a normal word that people use, but it's a word of the day. It's a word of that day.
I think it was word of the day a couple of years back too, at a certain WrestleMania by a certain Vinnie Mac. Remember? Was it stupendous? The most stupendous WrestleMania at one point.
What was he? Did he take a stupendous stunner from Steve Austin?
Yes. No, I'm serious. Vince McMahon loves that word. Revamp just said it too. Stupendous, pal.
Right. True. Well, I'm sure that was the furthest thing from Mark Briscoe's mind when he said it, because Vince McMahon didn't invent stupendous, even if he loves it. Okay, Okada versus Fletcher. My only note on this is Okada's the best. I can't,
the best.
He dragged a decent match out of Kyle Fletcher for once, and Kyle Fletcher still tried to kill him with everything. You could tell, because if you watch Kyle Fletcher matches, he will try to kill you. Like, he will try to do every fucking move in the world to you. It was worse when Aussie Open was a team. I've seen these guys murder people in the ring with their ridiculousness. Like, I couldn't even fathom, if I was a young wrestler, going to a veteran wrestler and being like, "Hey, I was thinking about giving you these 19 bumps. What do you think?" Like, I wouldn't even think about asking for something like that. I'd be like, "Whatever you want to do, sir." But apparently these guys are ready to kill somebody. So in this match, you could see by how toned down that Kyle Fletcher is in it, that Okada's just like, maybe.
Slow down.
And that's right. And that's why he's the best. That's one of the 653 reasons why he's the best wrestler.
Not just that. Hurt Okada and you're a dead man walking pretty much in the company, I think. I think Okada's got a lot of power in AEW, and people don't even know it. I'm sure the wrestlers do, but I'm just talking about the fan base in general.
Well, I assume that he's got to be a master politician as well.
Oh.
But he doesn't need to be. He doesn't need to be like the conniving sort of politician. I mean, if he needs to connive, the Young Bucks will do it for him anyway. He won't even have to ask.
Right. For sure.
Yeah.
100%.
But I've been watching him long enough. I get it now. Like, I see what he's doing, and he's brilliant.
He plays dumb a lot too, dude. He's very good at playing dumb, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah, especially for certain marks that paid for an autograph.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, you got me.
All right, so anyway, speaking of marks, Swerve Strickland.
Oh, nice.
he made a big mistake here because he filmed himself buying back his childhood home. How random that on a random, I mean, I guess it's not totally random episode of Dynamite, but just really randomly on this go home episode before he has a match with Hangman in a steel cage, he just randomly decides that now's the time to buy back your childhood home and film it. How random that they just put this here. What a feel-good random moment. I'm sure it will have nothing to do with anything that happens later on.
And again, this confuses me, Vet. Again, I'm confused. I've got another concussion on the way just thinking about it. Oh. No shit. Yeah, it's hurting. It's really hurting bad.
Down. Turn those lights down.
I think that's a good idea. Maybe I should get a long couch here and just lay down while talking. But in general, you've got a big match coming up, this week at All Out, like, we saw yesterday. And you do this now? Like, why? Like, you know what I mean? Why did they need to show that shit
Well,
I don't understand.
He just so coincidentally just happened to get the paperwork done right around this time and wanted to film it.
I love Swerve, man. I'm a huge fan, but I'm convinced.
Not to.
I'm starting to. Well, I was just about to say, I am convinced that everybody. I was going to say a certain word, but I won't. But there are a bunch of dummies. It seems in this company, and no one cares. No one cares, bro. I'm convinced no one gives a shit about what their perception are or is to anybody anymore. It doesn't matter. They don't care. Why should we care? And then they complain about it. I just don't get it, bro. I'm confused. And I'm pissed about it.
I'm sure, but like I said, I'm sure nothing will come of this. It's just a nice feel-good moment. Speaking of feel-good, Jamie Hayter, she gets a quick win over Robin Renegade. Let's see, Renee, Roddy, Christopher Daniels, and Hook. There's not going to be a FTW match in Milwaukee because they don't deserve it.
Damn it.
Okay.
Can we call Hook Chook from now on?
No, we cannot. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
Let's see, Mox and Marina, the Romper Stompers. They come in and they talk to. They want to talk to Darby. They just want to talk.
Go knock on his fucking door. Call him after hours.
Privately. Go to his childhood home.
Yeah, and film
He's from the same place that Swerve is from. I'm sure they were neighbors.
Yeah, absolutely. From the Washington area. And I'm not talking about Washington D.C. I'm talking about on the West Coast, Washington State. But anyway, yeah, film it. They need to film this shit and do it randomly, right before a big match. Random. Yeah.
Renee and the Learning Tree. Chris Jericho's still mad about his $7,000 jacket that Orange Cassidy ruined with the Mimosa match. They say that Big Business, Bad Apple bounty hunter Brian Bekeith is going to collect that bounty on Saturday when he takes on Orange Cassidy.
The only thing he'll be collecting is his own nuts, man. That's about it.
Well, we'll just have to tune into Collision on its special night and time to find out, won't we?
Wow.
Mariah May versus Nyla Rose.
Random. Pretty random.
Deonna Purrazzo isn't done making art. Okay, good for her.
Whoa, she's the artiste.
All right, now we get the CEO. And then we get what's this? Who is this? I wrote down Ace. Who's Ace?
I don't know. Who is Ace, Vet?
Who is Ace?
Ace.
Christopher Daniels is there. Well, basically, Christopher Daniels bans Camille from the match at All Out.
That was, I mean, cool, I guess.
Oh, it matter. Sheeta. That's who it is. They call her the Ace. Yeah,
do they?
Call it, are they? Yeah.
I actually haven't noticed that. Interesting. She should be called. Anyway, I won't go there. You know how I feel about Sheeta.
Anyway, yeah, sayonara, bitch. All right, Elite and Little Brooks Jensen. Little Brooks Jensen says he will do anything to get the AEW championship. Anything.
Anything. Well,
anything. And, obviously the Young Bucks as EVPs can make that happen, right? So,
well, I guess they can.
Let's see here. Where are we at? Osprey, Kyle, and Orange versus the PCC.
The what?
The PCC. That's the Pack Combat Club.
The Pack Combat Club. Can't we just call them like Pac-Man of some sort, like the video game? He needs to be the mascot for Pac-Man, where you can have Pac. Come here, bastard! Eating all the ghosts.
I feel like there'll be another lawsuit if they do that.
You think?
I think
maybe he can be Mighty Mouse.
Another lawsuit. Well, maybe that's I don't know. Maybe we're coming up on the what do you call it? The public domain on that.
Yeah, maybe. It's been around for a long time.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, the PCC wins the match, and then they have a schmoz, which leads to Claudio and Yuta challenging the Bucks for the, tag team championships. And Brian Danielson says that Lil Brooks Perry will get his fucking head kicked in. On my feed, he just said it. There was no bleeping.
There was no bleeping for me either.
Yeah.
But can I ask you, why is Captain Jack Perry, I said captain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is he the number one contender, like, for Brian Danielson?
Because he won the thing.
The thing? I mean,
yeah.
If this screams out, I have no idea what that thing was, but the thing is,
ladder match? Some ladder match?
Was it? Ladder,
wasn't it?
Probably right. I get a bit concussed these days watching AEW. You know what I mean? So,
no, actually, cloudy. Christian won a ladder match.
Why does he
get? Oh no, he just gets a shot just because he beat up Danielson or jumped up from behind at some point.
That's it. Is that how you get top? Okay, cool.
That's all you got. It. And your friends are the EVPs.
I'll say okay. So what you're really telling me is that wins and losses don't actually matter.
Yes, that's correct.
So Liz has even got it down. Apparently, it's because everyone's got their theories, but he's friends with the EVPs. But the professor also thinks he pinged him at what?
Anarchy.
Are you talking about ECW Anarchy Rules?
No, the Anarchy in the Arena.
I was just joking.
Well, it's apropos because of how ECW like.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. But anyway, I have no idea.
Basically, anymore. Open challenge. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you, man.
It's hard to keep all this shit on track because I feel like this all got shot into my head with a gun, even though it took place over the course of a couple of weeks.
Right in your mouth, though. Yeah. With a double gauge.
Right.
Like full bang.
Yeah, it's like I was trying to drink out of a fire hose, all this.
Oh, my God. Can't wait for Halloween.
All right. Anyway, Ospreay and Pac continue to fight backstage. I think that's where he gave him the brainbuster on the case.
Yes, exactly. Yep. Brainbuster.
Yep. Take that, Will Ospreay's stupid neck. Who needs a tiger driver when you could just do a vertical drop brainbuster?
Yeah, Ospreay.
It's like, you know what? No, we don't have time for a tangent. All right. So literally, we know that Adam Page and Seth Rollins are clearly fans of each other. I mean, if you remember, Seth Rollins was dressed like Hangman Page when he came out to confront CM Punk.
What was that? You think that was done on? I'm sure it was done on purpose.
There's no way it wasn't. And then
100%.
Right. And now Hangman Page returns the favor by taking Seth Rollins' favorite phrase and putting it into action. Who could have ever thought that immediately? Now, the funniest part of this, besides a lot of things, is that Hangman implied in his long, drawn out, high school drama class promo that he did in the chair in front of the house that he just never had any clue where, anything about Swerve and his personal life and this childhood home and everything. So he was just waiting for the moment for him to slip up and reveal it, which just so happened to be earlier in the show. And he must have been just driving around the general vicinity of that area, even though, like, how is he going to know that? I don't know. Let's better not think about it. Let's just go with it.
Just thinking about it. There's no point of even thinking how he found out, but he found out nevertheless, Vet. He knows. He knows what we don't know.
Yep. So, again, just to contrast what happens in real life with what happens on AEW Dynamite, Hangman Page burns down a man's house. He commits arson on a filmed crime. It's the top of the list of my bingo card.
He was dry snitching on himself.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you documented it.
He's Tekashi 6 Hangman.
That's it. So, Schaffer says that's a good point. Wrestle Dream is in Tacoma next, where myself and Swerve are from. Should have burned it before the next pay-per-view. Yeah.
Does Tacoma put you in a coma when AEW
would have made a little more sense, like, because these guys didn't need any more. I mean, they've already tried to kill each other even before any houses got burned down.
Remember, we had drinking blood.
Right. He drank his blood before any houses were burned down. So, like, I think we could have waited just a little bit. But here's the reason they did that is, because if you, well, never mind. We'll talk about it later.
But what I want to know is, before we move on, did he get Seth Rollins to burn his house down?
No, it looked like he did it himself. I mean, you could see it. He had the he had the thing. He threw it on the ground. It burned. He sat there calmly.
He got 2 rocks. Nah.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's true. He snitched on himself, like I said earlier. Damn it.
Yeah, but and now, okay, so that's Dynamite. But then again, real life, CM Punk grabbed Jack Perry once. Fired.
Yes.
Out of here. Get out. We can't be having people. We can't be having people grab people. All right.
Nope.
Don't you be grabbing people.
I was worried for my life there. I saw it happen and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die right now. He had to go. He had to get the fuck out. I saw I was panicking. Me panicking made Tony panic. We're all panicking. We're all crying. He had to go, bro.
Yep.
That punkster.
All right. Hey, that's Dynamite.
Woo. Yeah.
Collision now. It's actually Collision chronologically, because Collision took place before Rampage for the first time. So here you go. And we start out Collision with, what do you think? We're going to show that filmed crime again. Like, and the announcers present this footage of Hangman burning Swerve's childhood home down. Like, hey, check this out. Like, look what happened on Dynamite. Can you believe it?
Oh my God, where's the
like it's just any old thing. Like, okay. Okay, sure. Yeah. Way to sell it, guys.
Yeah.
I'm buying it. I'm buying it.
I'm selling it. Look, I've got bandages on my friggin' head. I was part of that fire.
Well, maybe it worked on you, Jimmy, but
I'm burnt, dude, for crying out loud. Then he shoved a syringe in my face.
Yeah, these guys couldn't have cared less, So
no care in the world.
They're like, guys, at the end of Dynamite, Hangman Page burned Swerve's house. Anyway, our first match tonight. No, they show the Romper Stompers arriving at the arena, and our first match is going to be. I think this is going to be a qualifier. We're going to have a series of qualifying matches tonight to find out who's going to be in the Fatal 4-Way for the Continental Championship that Okada currently holds. Which the only good thing about any of this is the fact that the promo picture that Okada put up on his social media was him. And then in the 3 blank spots, he just wrote bitches across it. So it's going to be him versus 3 bitches. So we're going to find out who these bitches are tonight. And the first match is Lance Archer versus Mark Briscoe. You already know who's going to win, but Lance Archer is going to jumpstart this.
You got a big bitch against a small bitch.
Yep.
You know who's the favorite in this match.
Yeah, he jumpstarted. So, as you can imagine, this is your typical Lance Archer match where he takes an uncomfortably long time beating the shit out of a human being only to then lose at the very end.
I hate that. And it's the same thing in every match of his. Dominant for pretty much at the start of the match, pretty much all the way through, then loses in the end. It's the same routine over and over and over and over again. It's ridiculous, bro.
Yep. But this time it's Mark Briscoe, so I don't care. Good for Mark Briscoe. Froggy Bow after Froggy Bow after Froggy Bow, he finally lays down. I would have just laid down after the first one. Like, I'm not. Yeah. Why bother?
The hell no.
Why bother?
Stay down, boy.
Yep.
It
was a stupendous effort from Lance Archer.
It was stupendous, but
you got your ass whipped, Lance Archer.
Lance Archer. I love that, man. Speaking of a la carte.
Give him $2 billion. Give Mark Briscoe $2 billion.
Absolutely, man. He's earned it. Not deserves it. He earned it, Tony. Pay him up.
Yeah. The learning tree is over Tomohiro Ishii's beat up body. This is probably his excuse for going back to Japan.
Yeah, this is how they write him off, right? How convenient.
Yeah. He's just lying on the ground. They're like, "Hey, can the learning tree beat you up?" And he's like, "Okay, well then just lay there and pretend they beat you up." Okay, that works for me. Science. Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, now Jimmy's favorite, the Grizzly Young Veterans.
Oh fuck! I hate these guys, man.
Oh.
I hate
more or
anybody,
less than the Iron
these.
Savages.
Oh man, that's a hard one, bro. But because of freaking titty boys, doing weird titty shit, I hate them more, just because. Okay. Yuck, plain and simple.
Okay. So well, anyway, after the match, FTR hits the ring and run him off, and
there's no sucking of titties.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lexi is backstage with Orange. And then he does a short interview, and then it's Orange versus Big Business, Bad Apple, Bounty Hunter, Brian Bakeith.
Again.
Of course, Orange wins. What did you think was going to happen? It did take a while, though. Nice competitive match here.
Well, he was on that short spectrum. That means we've got to have, a 50-50 match pretty much.
That's right. Yeah. So Orange took a bite out of the apple and went over. And then Chris Jericho's like, "Hi guys, I'm stealing your backpack, Orange. Bye guys." Another filmed crime, I guess. I mean, technically, Orange Cassidy could just be like, "Can you make Chris give me my backpack back?" But he's not going to do that. He's too much of a man.
Too much of a man.
All right, let's see. Lexi and Mercedes, she's your CEO, so you better respect her. Then, this is the big news of the weekend. Outrunners versus, I wrote these names down just because. It's historic. Davey Bang and August Matthews.
Oh, August Matthews.
I could see that on a WrestleMania headline card one day. Davey Bang.
Yeah, bang, bang. At the end. Maybe it could be part of the future Bang Bang gang.
They should have beat his ass just for having that name. Like, that would have been a funny backstage. If you want to do backstage segments of people beating people up, that would have been a good one.
Absolutely.
But actually, the Outrunners win here. Is their first televised win in AEW. It's not their first win ever. They've won a couple Ring of Honor matches, but this is their first televised win in AEW, I believe. So... a huge celebration.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And they've earned it. They should be taken more seriously, man, at this point. I really do feel like they should give them a run. They entertain the hell out of me, dude.
Yep. Well, we'll see if this leads. Well, it's going to lead to more later. Renee sits down with Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander. Let's just move on. I think it's best for everybody if we just
forget it, because he's compelling storytelling right there.
Yep. And then we get Takeshita is back, and he's taking on the Beast Mortos.
Sorry, Takeshita, but Mortos. He's our beast.
Yes, that's right.
You're
just a guy. What is Takeshita's nickname now?
Take a shit?
No. Like on when they show his graphics, like what is it? Don't they have a nickname for him?
Do they? I actually didn't notice, man, if they do. But I can't answer that. Can someone in the chat tell us what that nickname is?
Like they're starting to call Kyle Fletcher the Proto Star.
Right. In inverted commas, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I know. It's like Seth freaking Rollins. Oh, the Alpha.
Yeah, that's right. The Alpha. The Alpha.
Thank you, Edan. He's not Greek.
Alpha.
Can't call himself the Alpha. God damn it.
No, you can't. But you can win a match against the Beast Mortal.
I want more toss on my TV screen.
That's right. Well, they had a good. I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from these guys. The only thing I was taking away from it is me watching it or paying attention to it, but because I already knew it was going to win.
I know,
and also Takeshita is in. I intensely dislike him for some reason, but
Is it the mole on his nose that you notice all the time?
No, no. It's I just don't see it. I don't see anything there. But he's going on to the 4-way, so now the bitches are complete. It's gonna be Okada versus Takeshita versus Mark Briscoe versus Orange Cassidy in the 4-way at All Out. So we're set.
Damn.
Saraya and Harley Cameron do a promo to the camera talking to Jamie Hayter. Saraya has her boobs prominently up in the screen. If you're into that, you want to go back and check this out.
Pause it if you have to.
Pause it a few times as long as you need. Mariah May, the Glamour, does a promo. I mean,
the Glamour.
Her tits were a little more modest in this, so probably no need to pause, but whatever.
I'm confused with Mariah May, and I don't want to get into it deeper because we've still got a lot of sifting to do, but what is she these days? Who is she? Why should I care at this point?
About who? Mariah May?
Mariah May. It's not even May, goddammit.
You were her one cheerleader, Jimmy. Are you
I
turn on her
was
too?
Before AEW, technically.
Yeah,
and then I was happy that she was in AEW, but now I'm confused. She's the champion, but she doesn't feel like the woman of the company, if that makes any sense.
She's the same thing now that she was before. A white woman wrestler. That's it.
With an exotic accent, right?
I guess. Not where she's from. It's not exotic.
Well, that's true. That's true. You're right.
And it's better than Will Ospreay's.
What are you saying, bruv?
Yeah. So
he's saying I can't talk properly, bruv.
Yeah. Yeah, in Stardom she was a wrestler, and now she's a wrestler. And somewhere in between she was a wrestler. So I guess there's not much to it, really.
That's it. Mariah.
The Glamour.
May Bloom.
She gets a nickname. Everybody gets a nickname too. You got to have your nickname.
She should have been Mariah May Bloom, though. That's what WWE would have called her. Guaranteed. Mariah May Bloom. Yeah. I could bloom on her head, pal.
Yeah.
Oh, who said that? Yeah. Anyway.
Labrat says, because she's not the main star. That's money. That's right.
Yeah, money.
She's elevating that secondary championship. And now the actual champion just feels like an afterthought.
Well, say what you will about money. She actually has done a great job at elevating that bitch strap, the TBS championship. I mean,
yes,
it is what it is.
That bitch strap. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, come on.
Yeah. And Liz says Jamie looks like the love child of Becky Lynch and Hiromu Takahashi now. That's true. She does.
Ooh, that's a mix right there. Damn.
There you go.
Jeez.
All right, well, more ladies. It's Fat Cheetah versus Fat Diana. It's a battle of who put on more weight and who needs to lose more weight. The answer is still, of course, Diana, but yeah.
Yeah, that backside has got, baby got back a bit too much, if you know what I'm saying.
No, it's not enough. Actually, she doesn't gain any weight in the backside. Her ass stays flat while everything else pudges out. I don't know. Look, I'm not going to...
She's weird.
It's fine. Look, whatever. Shido's not going to lose this match going into a pay-per-view. So, yeah. Then Camille tries to attack since she's not allowed to be there at the pay-per-view. So she's going to try to get her shit in now, but Shida fights her off, and, there we go.
Shida and her weird face these days. Her pudgy face.
All right. This time it's not Lexi. It's Alicia. It's Alicia. You remember Alicia Toot?
Of course I remember Alicia Toot. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
It seems.
I wonder what she's doing here. Anyway, she's interviewing FTR is what she's doing here.
Oh, it wasn't MJF?
No, it wasn't.
Damn.
It was actually FTR. And then we go to Lexi again with the Acclaimed, but they get interrupted by MXM Collection. So we get a little interaction and, hey. That was entertaining. I'll give him that.
Dude, again, highlight of the week for me. MXM all the way. I'm really digging these guys.
Should we touch tips, Jimmy? Should we touch
tips
again?
Yes, we should. Right there.
All right. So, Yeah, that happened. Oh, yeah, and then like, what was it? Was it Bowens who was like, "We're the only ones who do finger stuff around here," or some shit?
Yeah, it was Bowens. Of course, it was Bowens because he loves scissoring people, legitly and metaphorically. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's really no point for men to scissor.
No, I mean, I don't judge. I don't judge. If you like to scissor other guys, by all means.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It's just not. It just doesn't logistically work. You know,
it just
it's more of a ladies thing. But whatever, it doesn't matter. We're not here to give you an anatomy lesson. We're here to sift through the wreckage. Okay, yes. And our main event for Collision is an all-star 8-man Oops All Champion edition, where everybody has a belt in this match.
Yes.
Yep. So you've heard of the Night of Champions. This is simply a match of champions. Like it's all
a match of champions. Forget the Night of Champions. The match of champions, literally, all the way around. Because we love this shit on Collision. Please continue, Vet.
Well, I mean, we do continue. We continue this match right into Rampage. And just so everybody's clear, it's the let's see if I can remember. It's Danielson and the guys that do the stuff. Oh, it's Danielson, Claudio, and Yuta, and who's the other one? Somebody else against all the elite guys. It's the Young Bucks, Okada, and Jack Perry on the other side.
Was it
Pac? Yeah, it's the trios champs. It's the trios champs and Danielson versus the elite, basically. And it continues all the way through the show, and then they start Rampage with the match still in progress. So basically, Rampage starts in the middle of this match, and when they come back from break, as Jimmy T is frozen, these guys were beating up Okada for a long while. Like a long while. Where Jimmy's back.
I'm back? God.
Yeah, it was
what's up with
it was
that?
an outrageous
up on Okada like this?
It was an outrageous amount of heat. Like for a long time they were beating up Okada, just all four of them just beating him up. You would think that would, but they couldn't beat up Jack Perry because
of course they can't.
The whole story of the match was that he refused to get in the match. Like he was trying to escape the match the whole time. And every time somebody was about to get their hands on him, he would jump out or run away or whatever. So you couldn't get heat on him. And how do you pick which young buck to get heat on? So they got babyface heat on Okada for like 7 minutes.
And does it really work though when you think about it?
If you're Okada, it's easy. All you do is just stand there and let them do what they want, you know. So it's
because no one cares. Like no one takes it serious. You know what I mean? Okada still gets cheered, louder than most everybody in this damn company, as he should.
I'm telling you, man, he knows what he's doing.
He does, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's completely bulletproof. Nothing will stick to him. He'll just people just continue to cheer because they see what's happening. And it's just, for whatever he does, turn on the elite, so to speak, then he'll already have the babyface thing built in because people have been waiting for it. They'll think they caused it, But then the finish of the match comes when, now this was actually cool. I'll give him credit for this because I really didn't care about most of the match, but I'll give him credit. They went for the Meltzer driver. And I don't know which one of them does the flip. Is it Matt or Nick that does the flip?
It's Nick. It's
Nick?
Nick that does the... Oh, no, it's Matt, actually. I'm pretty sure it's Nick, though, because usually he's the more flippy guy and the younger one. So I'm going to say Nick, man. I'm pretty sure it is.
Whichever one. I mean, they could obviously both. They could do it. Obviously, both of them are athletic enough they could do it.
Right.
But
well, yeah,
usually,
exactly.
It's one of them. Whichever one it was, he flipped in the air.
Nick. It's 100% Nick, man.
Okay, Nick flipped in the air, and Claudio caught him on the flip and put him in the giant swing from the catch.
That was
and
cool.
then
that was actually
he did
cool.
He did his giant swing, and then Yuta gives him the drop kick at the end, and they get the 1, 2, 3. And that's the end of Collision and the beginning of Rampage. We've bled into two different shows here. So
I'm getting even more concussed. Rampage it is. It's a rampage in my head.
Okay. And then we get the Romper Stompers are back. And then they're going to beat up the Outrunners. While they're celebrating their big monumental win, these jerk-offs come through and beat up the Outrunners. How dare they?
Pricks. How dare they? How dare they? Where was Tony Storm at? Oh, that's right. She's here. She's actually in Australia promoting Grand Slam. Literally.
Which is when? Just February?
February, but get this.
Better get out there now.
Fast. No, really, bro. I'm not kidding you. Do not. I'm actually laughing about it, but don't be surprised if it's a sellout. Apparently, most of the front rows is all sold out. And now I'm thinking, do I actually go and get a ticket now?
They probably thought Tony Storm was on the field, so they bought a ticket right then.
Dude, do you know how nervous she'd done an interview with ESPN talking about it? Just quickly, I just want to point out. She was she was a nervous wreck, man. She was fucking up during the whole interview, and she was saying it too. Like, I'm really nervous. I'm thinking, come on, girl, you're on television every week, and you're talking to some ESPN tart, right? Why are you so like nervous? Over it. What's up with that?
So, I don't know. I didn't see that interview. You tell me. Now Tony Storm is billed as from.
I'll send you a link. You'll see what I mean.
She's from the Gold Coast.
Yes.
Where is that in relation to where the show is?
She is. It's in the same state. So the Gold Coast is in Queensland, where Brisbane is also situated. So Brisbane is the capital of Queensland, and Gold Coast. Think of Gold Coast as the Miami of Australia. That's where all the sky rises are, right along the beach. Like this big sky rises all along the beach. It's pretty nice. And that's where all the, where all the theme parks are too, like Wet n Wild and Warner Brothers Studios and all that shit in Australia, all in the Gold Coast, dude. So all the ones that you find in Florida and in Orlando are basically all in at the Gold Coast in Australia. Beautiful place, by the way.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, if you name it Gold Coast, it better not be a shithole.
Well, yeah, exactly. No, it's beautiful though, man. Everyone that's from there, like all the girls are hot from over there. Like anyone from the Gold Coast, they seem to be, all tanned and blonde and shit. You know what I mean? So, no, beautiful place, man, for sure. They should have done the pay-per-view there, even better than Brisbane.
All right.
No, really.
Well, so next we have Queen Aminata versus Missa Kate. Serena Deeb's watching. This is very fast. Then we get, oh no, Jimmy.
Cassius Ohno?
That's even better, but somehow worse.
Oh,
it's Dustin Rhodes, it's Sammy Guevara, and it's Hologram making his Rampage debut.
He rampaged everybody.
Yeah.
Hologram.
Versus the Dark Order.
I love the Dark Order, bro. What? Dark Order.
Join the Dark Order.
Man, do you remember when they at least put effort into the Dark Order, though? Remember the vignettes?
Yeah, that's before they had all these big money stars.
I know. Right, exactly. I mean, but come on. I mean, at least
they had Brody,
put some
so
effort. That's true.
But
that was not even long before that, though, without doing, join the Dark Order, It reminded me of like Half-Life, the video game, the way they were doing things, which I liked, but these guys should all get fired at this point, though, man. Please,
dude. When they had that thing where you sign up to join the Dark Order, like I did that, if you remember.
Yeah, I remember.
And it took them forever to get back to me, and all they did was send me an email saying, "Congratulations, you're in the Dark Order." So technically, I'm still in the Dark Order, but they never talk to me. They never invite me to any of the meetings. None of the Zoom calls. It's just
wow. I got invited to all those, man. I was eating pizza with Johnny Hungry because he was hungry all the time.
Yeah, I mean, eat something else, but
it came out of his mouth. He really does eat sausages.
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, you could tell who won this match.
I wonder.
And then we get a promo from Team Jayless. And then And then, oh man, this was great. The Cage of Agony came in to interrupt this, and they did their new gesture of like gate open or whatever.
Wow, that is so cool, bro.
Yeah, it's
Open Sesame.
There it was.
but I can't help but think that the Gates of Agony is such a great name that it reminds me of hemorrhoids.
It does sound like that. I mean,
doesn't it? I mean, honestly.
Each gate is a cheek.
Yeah. One gate is a cheek, the other gate is a cheek, and then hemorrhoids come out from in between. They're the real Gates of Agony, if you know what I'm saying.
Speaking of agony, we get a 3-way promo between the Undisputed Kingdom, Shane Taylor Promotions, and Top Flight. So that was agony.
We had the pilots all over again.
Yep. And then we get the kind of the main event match of Rampage. It's the Friday Night Fashion Fight.
Yeah, MXM.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Hell
MXM versus the House of Black. And MXM had these judges come out, and the judges were scoring everything that they were doing in the match. Yeah, they were holding up like the 10s or the 1s or whatever, grading it. Until Brody King did a fat guy crossbody to all three of them. And then there was no more scoring.
Man. Do more with MXM. I'm telling you, man. Just keep going. These guys are Teflon, bro. They make me laugh. They make me happy, bro. I don't know why.
Yeah, they're trying to save this weekend here.
Absolutely, as they should, because they're my superheroes of AEW.
Give MXM and the Outrunners that program.
Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. That's money right there. No shit, and I'm being dead serious, man. That is money right there. You want to have a good laugh and a fun sort of match? That's the match to book, man. And not just a match, but a feud. Can you imagine the interactions between these four? I mean, come on.
Right. This would be like if the Rock and Roll Express and the Midnight Express were funny.
Yeah. Oh
something
my God.
like that. A long rivalry.
Can you imagine? A long rivalry. Jesus
but
Christ.
nothing funny about this match except, especially when the house wins.
House always wins, man.
It always wins, except when they don't.
Apparently. Allegedly.
And and then the end of the show was a Will Ospreay promo directly to the camera, directly at Pac, and I'll say, in my, just me being fair, the promo was good if I cared. I don't care, but if I did, it was a good promo. He did a good promo.
Only if you cared, though.
Only if I cared, which I don't.
Yeah.
But in the interest of fairness, I'm not going to sit here and say that just because I don't care about Will Ospreay, I'm not going to say he did a bad promo. He did a good promo.
He done good promo. He done great promo.
Yep.
Look, Ospreay is Ospreay. He's the same old shit, let's be honest, when he talks.
I mean, it wasn't. Because he told the story of him and Pac and how it got from all the way back from the Indies in England to today. So, I mean, he literally told a story within the promo. So, it was fine. Did you watch Rampage, right? You saw it.
Actually, I didn't watch all of Rampage. I actually didn't see the end. I won't lie to you about that.
So, just take my word for it. It was fine. It was good.
Okay.
Because normally I'd be with you. Like, yeah, her one Will Ospreay promo, he's just ranting and raving. He wasn't. He was speaking clearly. He told a story. It had a beginning, a middle, and an end. He tied it together the way you would do. It was a textbook wrestling promo. He was trying to promote the match. Yes, of all people, actually, Will Ospreay.
Mark it down. Actually,
yeah. So don't go back and watch it. It's not that good. No, just saying.
No, trust me.
Okay. So anyway, as I said before, I was not able to watch All Out. So now I have to sort of hand the keys back over to Jimmy to drive this.
Now keep in mind,
meat wagon.
Meat wagon. We got a lot of off meat wagon because the freezers have stopped working, dude, in the meat wagon, and it's done. The stench is coming right out, and that's when I bumped my head again. No. But the reason why you got to understand, Vet, I've done a little marathon. You know what I mean? An AEW marathon. It was like I was a triathlete of AEW going through all this shit.
You were trying to watch it all.
I was trying, but when we got to the Rampage part, I saw most of it, and then I'm like, I can't, man. I need to flip over to like All Out, right? So hence why I missed that. But speaking of All Out, let's go All Out, shall we? Because it is AEW All Out 2 weeks after All In. I don't know what the difference is, but let's get into it. 2 weeks, dude. I hate that shit, but it is what it is. We start off. Look, I didn't watch the pre-show, so I don't know if I should get into that or not. Nothing really significant.
Well, just get the results, I guess. I don't know.
All right. I know the Bang Bang Gang was on there. Were they Jay White-less? As a matter of fact, I can't even remember.
No big return?
I didn't see it, but let me just... I don't know. I'm going to check it out right now. I just got to go to the... I'll tell you who did make a surprise return. Not that I care, but it's...
Ooh.
Yeah, but she's not dark or blue anymore, Vet. She's in fact
Red Sky.
Red Sky. Is she the lady in red, though? Could she be the devil?
Where's Julia Hart?
Julia Hart is just, who knows? She's somewhere with Shoddy somewhere. On honeymoon still. But in saying that, this was during the 0 hour pre-show as AEW announcer Tony Schiavone was on the stage and introduced Blue, who's actually red, who came out walking with the assistance of crutches. Red talked about how this building holds a lot of sentimental meaning to her, and it was 3 years ago that Tony Khan offered her a spot in the Casino Battle Royale. Schiavone asked Red, I don't want to say Blue, how her recovery is going, which Red responded back, stating that it's just a waiting game before she can return. Before Red could say anything else, the glamour, Mariah May, music plays and she came out on the stage. May stated that she's out here to have her AEW Women's Championship celebration, but she's not doing it in this stinking city called Chicago. May then proceed to insult both the city and Red, leading to Red responding back with an insult of her own. This led to May kicking the crutch out from Red and proceeded to attack her with a series of punches. And that's that, as Schiavone hands Red her crutches and she gets buried as soon as she makes a return. Poor little Red.
Fire Mariah May. Attacking a poor, hobbled woman.
Poor little Tink Tink, bro. Poor little Tink Tink. Anyway, let's see what the other things were on the... Why the hell did it get away? Hang on a minute. Let me just get back to this. Because for whatever reason, here we go. 0 hour. The Acclaimed defeated the Iron Savages, Jesus Christ, via mic drop pinfall.
Iron Savages got to be on... All right.
It was tits. It was titty milk versus scissors. Damn. I hope those scissors chopped through those tits. But anyway, that was match number 1. But match number 2 on the 0 hour pre-show trios match, your favorite Vet, it is Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara and Hologram defeating the Premier Athletes via Final Reckoning pinfall. Surprise, surprise. Hologram makes his pay-per-view, if you want to call it that, debut. Or did he?
Gotta give it to him free so that he could get the most eyes on him.
Oh, absolutely. Continuing in the 0 hour though pre-show, we have another trios match because they love this shit. It is the Bang Bang Gang defeating the Dark Order via Juice is Loose pinfall. Surprise, I guess, not really. But the final,
like, if you have trios championships,
yes, don't you utilize them?
Shouldn't some of these matches be for those?
No. They don't need to do that.
All right, just checking. That's fine.
Why? Why should they, Vet?
You're right.
Why do you ask these questions?
I'm a fool in a man's shoes.
You're a fool, and where's the neuralizer? I told you, Vet. I told you once. I want to tell you again. Just forget it. Just.
The wreckage. All right, Jimmy. What do we have? What do we have for the people? Do we got any news today?
You're a character, bro. Oh, you popped me with that one. But anyway, while Vet gets his brain back in order, we go to the... Oh, God, no.
Says we've been live for an hour and 34 minutes. That can't be right. We just started.
It's right. Oh, no, yeah, of course. But get this. Don't want to confuse you. You know how I hate trios matches galore on Collision, right?
Right.
Well, get this. We didn't have not one, not two, not three, but get this, 4 trios matches in a fucking row on the pre-show. Yeah, it's trios out. It should be called trios in or trios out. I have no idea. Maybe call it the Hokey Pokey pay-per-view, but it's the 4th match of the pre-show 0 hour. It is a 3-way trios match, Vet. It is the undisputed, yes, you heard right. It is a 3-way trios match. The Undisputed Kingdom defeating your boys, Top Flight, and the Beast, Mortos, via Shane Taylor Promotions, because Mortos is a free agent these days.
They hired him. Yeah, I didn't mention that in the recap that I was speeding through. Yeah, he is now the Shane Taylor, because I think Shane Taylor is injured at the moment.
It doesn't matter, because Shane Taylor now he's Mortos. But since he's part of Shane Taylor Promotions, Mortos loses. So yeah, that's that. 4 fucking trios matches in a row.
You could have had a mini tournament to determine number 1 contenders.
But get this, not one trios fucking title match. How is that even possible, bro?
Because all the trios champions are involved in bigger angles right now for whatever reason.
Oh,
that's kind of the whole point of having a trios championship, is so that is your top angle for those guys. Put the belts on guys that aren't going to be in the main events. Cold Blooded says we need a secondary trios championship. Yeah, that's called the Ring of Honor trios championship.
Yes, I know. What's wrong with you, bro?
The Ring of Honor 6-man tag team.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
God damn you, man. No, you mean we need a 3rd trios championship?
We need a TBS trios championship.
Fuck it. Get a TNT trios championship too. Fuck it. We go boom all over the... Since they're obsessed with trios, why not? Might as well. Who am I to judge? We can just call it the Trios Wrestling League. Why not? I'm down. Not. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's just move on to the main roster, please, Vet, because that is just shocking stuff right there. Because we move on to the main card in itself, and guess what we start with? It is the lights out, unsanctioned steel cage match.
Well, you didn't start with that.
Oh, no, we didn't start that. Jesus Christ, no. For some reason, it's at number 1 on my, I don't know why it went with the main event, if you know what I mean. Oh, man, I have to go to the bottom. This is dumb. Sorry, let me just go to the bottom instead of the top. You know, usually it starts from the top to bottom, if you know what I mean.
I don't know. That's why this is exactly why I make my own notes, because every time that somebody tries to go to a website and read this shit, they end up, like, the people that wrote it on the website didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah, but usually they don't do that. For whatever reason, they've done this now. But anyway, it doesn't matter, because we do start off with MJF and Sammy Guevara. The dancing
that other guy
queen,
nobody cares about.
Yeah, what's his name, bro? Garcia, that's it. Not the Rock's ex-missus.
Daniel Guevara?
Destroy Daniel Guevara, that's the one. Whatever it is, against MJF. Look, I'll take my concussion out of this, right? Because, I wasn't thinking clearly, as I was just saying 2 minutes ago. But for what it was, I got to take my bias out of here, because really, I didn't care about this match, because why should I? But for what it was, the match was fine. Good match. MJF wins. But I guess, Guevara got his shit in after the fact, where he kisses MJF, mind you. There was a lot of kissy games going on, Vet. I don't know what was up with that. Again, I don't judge. But they kissed while MJF was unconscious. Is that rape? I mean, is that sexual assault? I'm not sure. Did he drug him?
If it's in a match, I guess it's fine.
But this is after the match. It's after the bell went ding ding.
Oh, then no. He should be arrested, fired, all kinds of stuff.
Well, call the cops, damn it. But yeah, so basically he gets his shit back in after the fact. I guess they're trying to protect that he's a loser. And I'm talking about Danny Garcia. Whatever, because you know what, Danny? It does nothing for you, brother. Nothing. It does nothing. It doesn't matter if you got your shit in and knocked out you're a nobody, and it's going to stay that way. So, good Good thing, champ, whatever you are. So, yeah, MJF wins as per usual. I mean, do we expect anything else, Vet, other than an MJF win? Of course not.
Yes. I mean, I wouldn't, but who knows? I mean, obviously, as we'll talk about going forward, the booking has not necessarily been the greatest on this night. So
it's the greatest, bro. What have you been? You AEW, I mean, you WWE bot? How dare you say that? Come on, bro.
Oh,
AEW or nothing. Yeah, you better be sorry. Because the world's greatest tag team is next. Okay, Vet? It is for your AEW World Tag Team Championship. It is the Young Bucks, my boys, my favorites, against a casserole called Costagnoli and a wheel called Yuta to retain the titles. And I'm talking about the Young Bucks, my boys, my boy. I guess it was a solid match. I can't stand these four anymore, Vet. I just can't. I used to be fans of these guys, not including Yuta. But, you know, one guy can't reach for those brass rings up there. And the other two, you know, they're the bosses, bro. You don't fuck with the bosses. Anything to say about that?
I mean, even if you, I mean, once you're in that ring, like all bets are off. So if you're gonna punch your boss, you know, you really got to make it count. And I guess, you know, they didn't get it done. So
they didn't reach for those brass rings of the EVPs.
I wonder if this is the last we'll see of the BCC tonight.
Are we done with BCC? Are we done? Is this official now? Like, they don't give you an out though. They just expect you to be like,
whatever you want to call these two guys. I wonder if we won't see them again later.
I hope not. That'll be great. But unfortunately, you're onto something though, Vet. But we'll get to that. So yeah, as I said, the Young Bucks win and retain their World Tag Team Championships. Next, we do have an AEW International Championship, whatever that is. Doesn't that mean the World Championship, really? I mean, I'm not sure anymore. But it is everybody's favorite bird in Will Ospreay. Yes, an Ospreay is a bird. Defeating Mr. Pac-Man, not Mrs. Pac-Man, but I'm not sure anymore, to retain the title. I mean, a bird versus a Pac-Man. I mean, that's video game heaven right there, right?
That's right.
Well, in saying that, this match had it all. It was Flip City. It was, again, the crowd were losing their shit for whatever reason because they hadn't even touched yet and they were losing their shit, bro.
There was a time when I really kind of I thought very highly of Pac. I guess I still don't. I don't. It's not that I don't think highly of him. It's
You're
just
a bastard,
that,
Vet.
Yeah, he's a bastard. No, it's not that I still don't think highly of him. It's just I can't be interested in anything he's done in AEW.
I don't think he's happy, to be honest with you, Vet. Honestly, his demeanor tells me the complete opposite, bro. He's just over it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to tell if that's a heel persona or if he really feels like that. But
right, that's true.
I guess it doesn't matter either. He's there, and he's having matches, so here we are.
But nothing significant, though, dude. Like, when I say significant, yes, this is a significant match, but no real program, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's just it's like they just roll him out when they need a quality match, and
that's it.
They expect you to not really be too concerned that he's been gone for however long. But he's been back since he's been back. It's not like he took another hiatus. He's been here the whole time pretty much and busy, but I don't know, man. Whatever. Nothing against him. It's
depressing, bro. It's fucking depressing, honestly, man. I'm so done.
Cold-Blooded says international doesn't include the oceans.
It doesn't?
See, when you're the world champion, that includes oceans also.
Oh,
so international is just on land, I guess. All the continents land, yeah.
Oh, so all the continents land on the sea. Yeah. Just no sea. Oh, no I see. You see what I did there? But anyway. Yeah, whatever. Back to the matches, but did you check this match out by any chance, Vet, though?
No.
Well, it doesn't matter because later,
not one flip.
Oh damn, you missed out, bruv.
Yeah.
You totally missed out on Flip City. That's what they should. They should be a tag team and call themselves either Flip City or the Ospreys. Yeah, why not? I mean, Pac is just Pac. He needs another name. The Ospreys.
Or, well, you have an assassin and you have a bastard. So could you have an assassin?
Oh.
Or
an
assassin?
A Bass-Nassin? What?
A Axon?
Oh,
a Cash-Cashin?
Maybe a Cash-Cashin and an Axon. I knew there was something missing. Damn it. Anyway, no, whatever. I mean, that sounds great. I mean, yeah, why not? But anyway, Pac leaves a loser, and that's that. But after the fact, though, not only do we get an Osprey and a Paxson, whatever you want to call him, we get finger-licking good Ricochet in the back. As Osprey called out Ricochet, and tension was fierce, Vet.
Oh.
There's a lot of sexual tension, it seemed, bruv.
I guess
honestly,
that's why you got to watch the pay-per-view.
You got to watch it because they were like, Arr! I don't know why, but...
Yeah. You're not going to get this kind of tension on free TV, that's for sure.
He needed scrambled shit. But yeah, there was definitely tension. Where do we go from here? I guess we're going to go to even more Flip City. Another bird, just not another plane. Hopefully that plane crashes, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's move on because I'm not really pumped for that. I guess Ricochet is. I mean, he's such a big deal in AEW, bro, that they couldn't even book him in All Out. I mean, come on.
Not a bad point.
I mean, is he?
He barely survived Kyle Fletcher. He's probably still recovering.
Bro, he barely survives All In the freaking... Actually, he didn't even survive. He lost. Couldn't even do anything there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm seeing... Maybe we're both blind, dude. Maybe Ricochet is legitimately 6'7", and we just...
Oh, you think?
Yeah. Maybe. I mean...
Or maybe he just spends so much time up in the air, they think he's that tall.
He's on stilts. Stilts even. Yeah. That's why he's called Rick O'Shea or something. I don't know, but whatever. He must be a big guy because he's a loser. He's only won one match. Such a star he is.
Well, at least he hasn't lost. Well, except for that.
Well,
he didn't get pinned. Okay.
Whatever you think. He didn't get pinned. We'll say that. But anyway, yeah, that's Ricochet for you. So next we go, dude. You want to scream ECW? You want to talk about concussions, bro? Well, this is the match for you, Vet. Oh. This is your favorite match of the evening, 100%. Because I am talking about hardcore Nightingale versus the innovator of violence in Chris Statlander, bro. And we also had New Jack as a... And I'm not saying this because, we love Stokely. Right? We absolutely adore him. But he had, rest in peace, New Jack on him, on the chair, whatever, at one point. That's cool. But I didn't ask for friggin' ECW hardcore heaven, especially by two females. I don't even know where to start, Vet, but this match was bananas, bro. And I say that in a bad way. There was blood, there was tacks. Dude, they even used the fluorescent light friggin' things on each other, bro. It was ridiculous, man.
True backyard.
I don't know what to say. True backyard shit, for real.
Dude, did ECW even use light tubes?
Nah, never, bro. I don't recall.
I don't remember seeing that.
I'm telling you, they never did, dude. It's not even... It was more hardcore than ECW, bro.
Wow.
You know how they used to chant, she's hardcore? Bro, forget it. These two women, hardcore, bro. To the core. Well, than any females out there.
Get me some green suspenders.
But you know what's funny? And Elizabeth is right. Sadly, it was better than the final match, and we'll get to the final match because before that, we got the final countdown, though, Vet. Yeah,
Well,
if you know,
I just have one question because I didn't watch this match, but
please shoot me with a question.
did since we had R.I.P. New Jack on the chair, did they
Yes.
play the music throughout the entire match?
Unfortunately, they didn't, man.
Oh,
Damn it. I wanted Natural Born Killers because these two women were killers, bro. Yeah, but unfortunately, they didn't do that. They didn't do that. They fucked up. Tony, what are you doing, son? Where's Natural Born Killers? Next time you play it. So anyway, I didn't ask for a Hardcore Heaven pay-per-view, but that's what we got. So it was a Chicago Street Fight, no less. And as I said, Chris Statlander defeats Willow Nightingale in an absolute fucking... I don't know what to say. It was entertaining because of how ridiculous the match was, right? But really, I was oohing and ahhing, and I don't like seeing women go through this shit. This is just ridiculous, bro. But whatever. It is what it is.
well, they're happy.
They're happy. I hope they're happy. But anyway, it doesn't matter because we move from hardcore to class, brother. Because next we get the AEW Continental Championship matchup in Kazuchika Okada, your champion, our champion. And he defeats Orange Cassidy and Konosuke Takeshita and unfortunately Mark Briscoe to retain his title. But it was a frantic finish for the four-way in the end. And I'm just happy that Okada rolls on. And no shit, it's like he didn't even break a sweat. No shit.
Yeah. Here's what I didn't see this match really, but I here's what I don't like about it anyway. Before I don't need to see it. It's more the conceptual aspect of it.
Right.
It's like the whole idea of the Continental Classic was you had a series of singles matches in tournaments, you know, round robin style to determine the winner of the Continental Classic tournament. People were barred from ringside and they actually adhered to that rule, making it like, okay, so this is the championship that's like the no nonsense. You got to play by the rules championship, no interference, none of this goofiness. But here's a fatal four-way though.
Yes.
It doesn't really seem like it fits this belt. Like if there's any belt that's just meant to be, you know, like they even have like the strict time limit on it. Like a TV championship. It's 20-minute time limit. No outside interference. Like there's all these rules surrounding this belt, but then you just throw it in a four-way, which
yes,
no,
that's what you do.
No, you don't. But anyway, whatever. Fuck, dude. What's the point? You already have 20 belts. If you're going to have a belt, it's got to have its own reason to exist. If you don't do that, there's no reason for it. Just throw this in the pile with the rest of them.
It'll be a dumpster fire and a half if they did that. But
fucking Imperial Margarine Championship over here.
Yes, please. I want more belts, damn it. God. You never have enough.
On.
I will, but
at least Okada won. At least Okada won. He's the best.
And he didn't break a sweat, like I said. He didn't break a sweat. Yeah.
Top conditioned athlete.
The very top. Mate, he pulled. Seriously, I'm not kidding when I say this. He didn't break a sweat. They should look at him and be like, damn it, we need to train harder. Because he's on a different level, and I truly mean that. Labrat says, I can see AEW going more down this route till they have caution tape around the ring. I'm telling you, they need to change the name to All Extreme Wrestling for like a Rampage. How about have Rampage? The name says it all, or Collision for that matter. Have it as an Extreme Saturdays or some shit. Not that I want that, but you might as well.
I would, in all seriousness, we must remember that ECW went the fuck out of business. So that's a warning.
No, they didn't.
That's a warning to everybody. Okay.
But come on, bro. It was one of the biggest promotions ever. Like ever, bro. Come on.
Went out of business twice.
Went
out of business in WWE.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's how bad it was.
That's actually true. God damn it, ECW. What have you done to pro wrestling? They're still there in spirit. See, this is where I'm confused. Does AEW want to be WCW where the best wrestle? Or are they trying to be, from the land of extreme? Like, where's Sandman at?
You want a real answer?
Please. I'm being serious now. I want a real answer.
Tony Khan is a savant. and he absorbed everything of wrestling he's ever seen.
Right.
And now he's trying to reduplicate it. So he's taking bits from everything. And he's trying to make it all work. And if anybody's ever just got a pot and threw every ingredient you had in it, you probably know it doesn't taste as good as you hoped it would.
I can taste
So he's either going to learn the lesson sooner or later, but eventually, like, he'll either keep spending money on this long enough to get the experience to turn things around, or he'll give up. And, you know, I don't know. This is gonna be like one of those internet shows or whatever, like MLW.
Oh, I love that. Imagine that. My God, they become CZW in the end. Wow. All Combat Zone Wrestling. Anyway, yeah. So that was that. But we go from Continentals to the Superstations. I'm talking about your TBS Championship match between your champion Mercedes Moné defeating Fat Cat Hikaru Shida to retain her title. There you go. I said it.
God, she's fat.
Because she's fat. You know what I mean?
She's fat. I'm sorry.
In a good way. In a good way.
Hikaru Shida, more like Hikaru, she need to lose about 15 pounds.
Jesus.
Now, this match, Jimmy, I did see a little bit of. As a matter of fact, it's still on my screen on pause.
I don't blame you.
Because we had to start the show.
I'm sorry. You didn't miss out much.
No, it's perfectly fine. But yeah, like, just watching the match, just from what I could see, I really do think that beyond just the cosmetic reasons, because whatever, like, okay, she does not doing as much cardio as she used to. Fine, whatever. But I do think, even though she was never like great as a wrestler, I do think she's a little bit slower and her stuff just doesn't look as good. Bro, she's so fat. She's so fat that she did a missile drop kick and still only hit Mercedes in the stomach, bro.
That's not called a missile drop kick anymore. That's called a what do you call it? Torpedo drop kick.
That's not even a rubber band off the thumb drop kick. How do you get up to the second? How do you get up to the second turnbuckle and only kick her in the stomach? Dude, it means you need to lose a few.
Have you noticed it's become a thing with her lately, though, where she's been doing those drop kicks from the middle turnbuckle and literally reaching lower than where intended? That's been a thing, dude. She cannot execute a missile drop kick at all right now. I guess it's those extra pounds.
Meanwhile, when you're talking about the greatest, Okada, they'll be up on the turnbuckle and he'll drop kick him from the floor. So, bro,
he'll drop kick him laying down on the mat and literally bounce up and bang, beautiful. Like, I mean, there's no one. I know we sound like Okada Mark does, but truly, tell me someone that does better drop kicks than Okada. I'll wait because there isn't anybody else.
Anybody that used to don't do them no more.
No, I'm talking about right now. Currently, right now, there is nobody that does a smoother and nicer looking drop kick than frigging Kazuchika Okada. It's plain and simple, man.
But anyway, so my story is that Shida looked fat in this match, and Mercedes was doing her best, and plus they had to follow all this other bullshit, so it's like kind of a dead spot here for them. But
unfortunately,
what'd you think?
Yeah, I don't think these women have chemistry, really, dude. To me, like I didn't really enjoy the match. What they were wearing, they looked great. That's about it. That's as far as it goes for me. I mean. It was, I don't know, man. This match just didn't. Maybe it was all the crap that I had to go through before that like you said, it was in a dead spot. And by this point, I was just like, nah. Hey, you cannot top what I just saw with the other women, in their match. It just can't happen, which is sad. Unfortunately, if they're going to do that crap, maybe make the matches the other way around, man. You cannot top that shit, dude. Simple. Or keep it to one women's match at a time, at least.
Well, after everybody watch all these garbage matches, like is what it sounded like, or gimmick matches at least. Maybe every match wasn't as violent as Willow and Statlander, but they all had some gimmick, and like I guess they just wanted to like slow things down or whatever to get people, whatever. But like even that, I could tell when the match started, like they were going faster than they normally would. And I'm pretty sure that was probably Mercedes calling it like that because she knew they needed to pick up the pace because she was afraid they were going to lose the people right away. So she decided quickly, let's pick up the pace because they were doing stuff that you normally do slowly, but they were doing it quickly. Right. So she rushed it on purpose at the beginning. I don't know. Like I said, I only watched some of it. I didn't get to see the finish or anything. I know Mercedes went over, but I don't know how or what.
Well, I can tell you how if you like, Vet, because basically the CEO wins via, her usual way, basically her usual friggin' finisher, whatever you want to call it these days. What does she call it these days, actually? I always think of the bank statement, but what is it? What does she call it now? The CEO statement? Or is it?
Moneymaker? Yeah, I think.
Oh, whatever.
Some weird Guerrero special DDT thing.
It is a moneymaker, actually. You're right. But yeah, so the bank statement, moneymaker, whatever it is, the bank statement sounds better just quietly. That's how she wins, and that's that. So you didn't really miss out on much, but that's okay because next...
I missed out on this.
You missed out, bro, because it was the final countdown match of the friggin' night, bro. I don't know why this wasn't your main event. I mean, I can understand why, but at the same time, it is your AEW World Championship on the line here.
Because they turned the lights out after this. That's why. Oh, technically, it was the main event. Technically.
Oh, that's right. Unsanctioned, right? Well, it is your AEW World Championship match. Bryan Danielson is your champion. And unfortunately for all of us in the pro wrestling world, as fans and whatnot, had to see him defeat Jack Perry to retain his friggin' match with a post-match what the fuck moment, Vet.
I assume the match was a standard match. They do anything crazy in it?
Gets weird, bro, because I don't know how to explain this, bro. So basically, the Young Bucks come in to attack Danielson for a Meltzer driver, right?
And this is during the match still.
During the match.
No ref bump?
Bro, of course there's probably ref bumps in this, but it doesn't matter because after that we get Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta ran in to chase the Bucks away as Perry struck with a running knee. The ref was awake to count the pin though this time, Vet. And kick out by Danielson though as Perry taunted the crowd, raising his middle fingers for the yes chant as the scapegoat charged forward to attack like an actual goat. But Danielson exploded for the Basaku knee. And the scene reset with Perry slapping Danielson, though, out of nowhere. That disrespect, though, awakened the American Dragon, who was breathing fire vet everywhere. And basically after that, we see Danielson furiously punishing his opponent. And the end was near as Perry sensed defeat. So he struck a sacrificial pose, like a goat, to eat the Basako knee once again, and the match was over. 1, 2, 3, done and dusted. But
even though the EVPs promised they would do anything to win that title,
clearly they didn't do anything, if you know what I mean, because they didn't. But you know what? Business does pick up, though, even more weirdly enough. I don't even know
why. Speaking of which, Jim Ross was on the call for this.
He was. And he was like, my bye. But anyway, business picks up, though, after the aftermath, because guess who comes running in? It is your favorite dinosaur, as well as mine and everybody in the chat. It is Luchasaurus blindsiding the dragon himself, Danielson.
Dragon
for whatever reason,
dragon.
Yes, dinosaur. It is
Dragon versus Ancient Dragon?
Dragon versus Ancient Dragon. Title for title, but not really. Sounds like WrestleMania 6. Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Challenge, bro. Except in this case, it's the Dragon Challenge of the Century. I mean, I wonder who's going to win that. So anyway, Luchasaurus does blindside him, whacks him. That was a setup for Christian Cage to finally come in to cash in his world title shot. Yes, I said that. Christian Cage to cash in his world title shot. I guess he's got a Money in the Bank.
Yes, that's my question. Did we already establish that this was an anytime, any place contract? I thought he just won.
No.
I thought he just won the opportunity from that match. I didn't know it had 24/7 rules.
Neither did I. So unless I missed something.
Did we miss something?
We clearly saw Christian Cage win the Money in the Bank in WWE. He brought that briefcase over. He probably bought it on WWEshop.com for, brought it to AEW. You can. So he brought it in. He said, look, it's a Money in the Bank. Doesn't matter what company it is. He cashes it in. He's so dumb. Gets his title match as the patriarchy march to the ring. Then John Moxley, everyone's favorite skinhead, stood in their path as Claudio, Yuta, and Pac, because Pac now is part of the BCC, I guess, backed him up.
PCC.
PCC, exactly. As Christian retreats and Moxley entered the ring to embrace Danielson for his success. Boom, Claudio dropped Danielson, though. Again, bizarre shit, with an uppercut because someone's jealous, clearly.
He threw a European uppercut, and Danielson fell on his ass and just looked at him like,
why?
What? He didn't sell the uppercut at all. He just stared at him. Yeah.
What? This was the biggest clusterfuck of a world title match I've seen in a long time. No shit, man. It gets worse. I'll just continue before I end this ridiculousness. So yeah, he drops him with a European uppercut as Danielson sat in disbelief. Totally no selling it, like you said. But it gets even more weird, bro, because now we've got I don't know, bro. This is assault, man. I don't know what to call this, but it's borderline attempted murder, I guess, because Moxley put a plastic bag over his teammate's head to suffocate the world champion. Yes, you heard me right. The Dragon stopped breathing fire because he was suffocating by his own boy in Moxley, as Pac then held Yuta back from breaking it up, which is confusing me even more. So I guess Costagnoli and
Yuta wasn't in on it, in case anybody was wondering.
So the crowd chanted, "This is murder." Yes, you heard me right. They chanted, "This is murder." Moxley, Claudio, Pac, and Marina Shafir left together as Yuta tended to Danielson, who was carried to the back with, get this, an oxygen tank. Bro, where do I mean, please help me out here.
I don't know what you want from me. Let's start.
What do you want from me? I have to read that shit.
Okay. I don't know. I watched this part.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
So,
please,
let's start with Christian Money in the Bank.
Okay, let's start there.
I'm pretty sure they never specified this.
They didn't.
Okay,
bro.
so let's get that out of the way.
That's facts.
If you're okay, so okay, let's start with the plastic bag thing.
Bro.
Guys.
My God.
First of all, before we even talk about whether this was an attempted murder or any of those type of questions, let me just ask one simple question. If someone ever tried to suffocate you with a plastic bag, what do you do?
Rip the damn bag open, for fuck's sake.
That's right.
How easy is
that? You poke a hole right there. You got your mouth right there. You poke a hole in the bag and tear it open.
Dude, it was a clear bag. Like, those fucking... No shit. It looked like you could just... I mean, it was dumb, stupid. It made everyone look like idiots, bro. And I bet you this is Moxley's idea. It just smells
Well,
Moxley
I mean, we
all the
know
way.
that he's a big movie fan. And so we know we've seen at least 2 movies that start with an R. He's seen Rocky 3 and he's seen Romper Stomper. So we know he's a fan of at least 2 movies.
This hurt me, bro. That's why I got the bandage.
It would be okay, there's a lot of different ways we could go with this. I almost just don't want to like dignify it by commenting on it, but
you know what? You're probably
But here's the thing. So Yuta, like he's sitting there and he's like crying while Danielson's getting choked, and Pac has him in what looks like a sort of like an arm triangle choke or whatever, but he's not passing out or anything. He's just holding him there. So it just looks like he's hugging Yuta, and Yuta's crying. Yeah, Yuta's crying, and he's trying to reach for Danielson, but he can't because Pac is just extremely strong. We all know this. He's Mighty Mouse. But that's the thing. Like, you have to, if you're Yuta, you can't look that stupid. Like, you have to struggle. And this is not just for this stupid angle, because I'm not condoning the angle. It makes it sound like I'm giving him advice for how you do this. You don't do this. There's a lot of things that you do, and none of them are this. But if you're in a position where somebody's supposed to be holding you back, you have to make it look like you're trying to, if this guy's life is in danger, you're not just going to sit there crying. This is Wheeler Yuta. He's been raised by the Blackpool Combat Club. He could have took a bite out of Pac's face if he wanted to. He could have headbutted him. He could have done all kinds of stuff to get out of it. He could have kicked him in the balls. His legs were right there. Why don't you just kick him in the balls? See, you make people look stupid when you do this kind of shit. So you even if the whole idea was that he's not in on it, you could still take Yuta out so that you're not leaving him to stand there and look for that. But again, this is like somebody's idea of a cinematic masterpiece. The same, and this is WWE's fault, because they did this with the Bloodline all the time. They would have people stand around and watch, no security, no cops, no other wrestlers. The announcers ain't going to get up and help. You know, Excalibur, the former wrestler, not going to go in there to try to save Bryan Danielson. Why would he? He's just going to sit there and comment on it on a headset. Like, I'm watching a man die in front of me. Like, he might as well just pulled out his phone and recorded it. I seem to remember that going viral when a certain person was, choked to death in the streets, and then a certain generation learned about police brutality. But never mind that. All I'm saying is,
never mind.
Everybody looked like a moron doing this. Every single person. And then Jim Ross, on the other hand, he's out there at the desk cussing them out, but it sounds like what he's saying is a shoot, not like he's working. He's saying that this is not pro wrestling. This is disgusting. This is stupid. It's a goddamn plastic bag. What are we doing here? He would have said the same things if he was in the office, like talking to Tony. God. He said it right there at the desk,
bro. Because I would have been insulted if I was JR and they put me out for this shit. Dude, I would have quit on the spot. I'm telling you. This was, honestly, you want to be honest? The worst thing I've ever seen in professional wrestling history, probably. I'm not kidding. It's right up there. And I've seen some bad shit. I'd rather the freaking Duke the Dumpster and the Goon and Salvatore and Sincere than this shit, bro. Honestly, I'm not kidding, bro.
Well, those guys knew how to work.
They actually did know how to work, and they were good times, as a matter of fact. We were young and innocent back then. We weren't, exploited yet until maybe a year later for me with ECW, and then shit hit the fan.
We've just gone from one kind of cartoonish ridiculousness to a different kind. We've gone from child-friendly cartoons to Adult Swim, but it's still stupid cartoons.
Adult Swim.
It's really no different.
No different. They're all bad cartoons.
On top of everything else, you do this right before the match where we know two guys want to kill each other?
God. And see how dumb
you completely take the shine off of the lights out match where you know that these guys are already going to do a bunch of shit.
Oh,
how disrespectful can one person be? Or one group of people or whatever.
Did they all hate each other maybe? Is that what's going on?
Tony had to approve it.
But how do you book that? Like you just said, how do you book the same type of shit in a row, bro? Like
I don't know, bro.
Well,
I don't know.
And the internet blew up in this match. I'm telling you, the shit that was on all over Twitter about this. I'm telling you now, Tony, you doofus. you're shooting yourself in the leg, literally. Like, I mean, it's getting infected at this point. Like, really, man, you cannot. The ratings are going to drop to 500,000. It will not surprise me. How do they come back from this? I have no idea, because from this bullshit, we go to the main event, as you were just alluding to. And, yes, we go from plastic bags over faces, and I guess it's super bags, because, Danielson just, I don't know, man, he can't rip it. It's so ridiculous, dude. Anyway, I'm talking about Hangman Butterfly Page versus Sugar Swerve Strickland at this point. In a cage match, bro. In a lights out, unsanctioned steel cage match, no less. Bro. Again, I don't know where to begin. I don't know anymore. I'm just... By this point, I've got a bad taste in my mouth, and it tastes like shit. It tastes like blood. My head was hurting. I cut myself. Tacks went flying into my head from the TV, mind you, and hit me right in the forehead. Syringes came flying out, hit me in the cheek. I really hated this shit, bro. The last match ended up making me hate everything by this point. So I hated this match. It was what you expected it to be. Everyone knew what this shit was going to be. We didn't have vampires this time, but we had junkies this time. And, dude, I don't know, man. I don't care about these two anymore. I love Swerve. I used to be a freaking fan, yes, of Hangman Adam Page pre-AEW, right? Not this AEW bullshit. And now I'm really getting to the point where I don't want to hate these. I don't want to hate, man. I hate the bad word. I truly don't want to fucking piss on this company. And if anyone, the AEW marketeers that listen to this shit, call me a hater, go fuck yourselves. Because if you tell me that this shit was the shit, yeah, you're right. It was shit. And that's what we got, Vet. And I don't even want to talk. Like, it's just...
Okay. That's what that's what Bleacher Report said. Their review of this show was an A-.
What?
Because we
bleach yourselves.
We could. I mean, hey, already. They were fair. They gave it a minus. Come on, they weren't biased at all.
Fucked. Get fucked. Bleacher Report.
A- overall. This match A-. The match with
come on, dude. Really?
I mean, they shouldn't have gave it a grade at all. Technically, this match didn't happen. They gave Danielson and Perry an A-. They give everything an A-. Seems like.
Well.
Oh, they gave the women's match a B+. Okay, money. But anyway,
get out of here, man.
So the story of this match was you did everything in your power to make us believe that these guys truly, truly hate each other. And then in this match, in a steel cage match, where they have all kinds of weapons and stuff.
Yep.
You just get to watch them like not really kill each other. Like I'll give you an example. So we have a cinder block.
Oh yes, yeah.
So we got a cinder block, right? So
and we get fire too, by the way. But yeah.
Don't worry about that. I'm just saying, for an example. Hey, I have a cinder block. My name is Swerve Strickland. So what am I going to do with the cinder block? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to place the cinder block on the mat, and I'm going to pick him up for a vertebreaker, and then I'm going to miss the cinder block with it so that he slides off the corner of the cinder block and scrapes his back up on the cinder block. Well, I mean, if you burn my childhood house down and I have a cinder block, I'm just going to drop it on your head. I'm not going to worry about
bro. What are you talking about?
I'm not going to. Oh yeah. Don't forget, we got a piece of burnt wood that they were trying to kill each other with at the end. But that's what I mean. It's like, I'm going to kill you. But not really. I'm going to use a staple gun and, stuff that doesn't really, it's not lethal. If you want me to buy any of this shit, there has to be like some sort of an art form to it.
These guys, dude. Come on.
These guys aren't artists. They're the difference between, okay, I can't drive Formula One cars. I've never tried, but I know I can't. Right?
That makes
I can't race them. And even if I could drive the car, I certainly couldn't win an F1 race. Right? I can, however, get in a junk car and do a demolition derby and run into other cars. I can do that.
Anybody can.
Anybody can. And there's a certain amount of people that will go watch a demolition derby. But those don't really bring in sponsorships and get televised now, do they? I could go and I could be a stuntman in motion pictures. Mm-hmm. Not me personally, but I'm just saying, like, there are stunt people in motion pictures, like a Jackie Chan movie where they do these crazy stunts and it looks awesome when they make the movie and they finish it because these people did crazy things to tell a story on the screen and make a movie with these wild stunts to entertain the audience. It's not like Jackass where you just sit a guy in a porta potty and launch it into the air. Like, that doesn't take talent to do that. You're not a stunt man because you get launched in a porta potty. Yeah. You can't do a Steve-O can't be Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan can be Steve-O. You see the difference?
Absolutely. That's an artist.
There are real artists that do this art. David Blaine does amazing magic tricks, right? He does card tricks. He does like all kinds of sleight of hand and different illusions and stuff like that. He's amazing. And he does it on the streets with people. However, sometimes David Blaine will just freeze himself in a giant block of ice. And then he has to go to the hospital afterwards. Because guess what? There's no trick in that.
Right.
You just froze yourself in a block of ice. So what I'm getting at is anybody can go in the ring and staple people with staple guns and pretend like and like stab somebody in the face with a hypodermic needle. If you had a hypodermic needle, why didn't you just put something in it that knocked him out and stab him from the start of the match? Or give him AIDS or whatever, like just.
I think I got hepatitis now after watching that match, bro. Like I was saying before.
Yeah, so I mean, this is the problem when you're trying to when you're desperate. I feel a sense of desperation from AEW.
Yeah, but sad, dude.
Here's where the problem comes in. If you're hot-shotting like they've been doing since the doors opened, they've been hot-shotting and hot-shotting. Yep. So these guys already had a match where they tried to kill each other. He drank his blood. Like,
wasn't it we talked about match now, right?
Third or fourth, and he already drank his blood once, and now every time you raise this bar or whatever to do something, you're raising the bar in terms of what people expect. But you're not giving them anything. You're still doing fake stuff. You're still doing wrestling moves. You know what I mean? You went from dropping this guy on a cinder block and then just doing like a wrestling move afterwards, or like throwing him into the chain link cage. What you're doing in the match doesn't make any sense. What you're doing in the storyline doesn't make any sense. You're burning yourselves out and you're burning up all your ideas. Like, there's nowhere to go after this. Just because Hangman Page knocked him out, that doesn't mean that Swerve is just going to be like, oh, well, I got knocked out, so I guess I forgive him for burning my house down.
Yeah.
None of this changes anything. The fact they had a match changes nothing. So that means you have to just keep doing it.
I want death next, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Why not bring a gun? Why didn't you just bring a gun? You could have saved us 25 minutes.
Yeah, and first of all, rewind 89. Yes, we were talking about AEW, and I know what you're trying to get at, but Terry Funk.
Don't even dignify that with a response. Nobody knows who that is.
I know, but that's annoying. That's not the same thing, by the way. Rewind, right? When we're talking about stunts in movies, anyway, forget it. The point is, it's not the same thing. And did he stab himself with syringes? Sure, he was in explosive matches, but
nobody said that stuff was okay either, because it led us to today. It's not like everything. It's not like everything was okay, except because it's now. I'm still condemning the stuff from back then. This is ECW's fault. This is fucking Atsushi Onita's fault. This is Memphis Wrestling's fault. Right. Like this is everybody's fault that we've gotten to this. We've gotten to this where we're at, and there's nowhere to go now but down. So, you know, where do you go? You can't kill anybody in wrestling because they're still alive. It's a work, so you can't. You know, like is that what it's going to take? Like is somebody gonna actually sacrifice themselves for the art? Of course not.
No, I know what I want next. Honestly, since it's pro wrestling, right? It's supposed to be pro wrestling, I guess. I want the Count to be the special guest referee the next time these two are in the ring or cage together. So you can go 1, 2, 3, ring the bell, and that's it. Count me in for the Count as your special guest referee while they're drinking each other's blood, having a blood orgy for all I care. Mm-hmm. That's what this shit is. Yeah, and the Brian Pillman spot was stupid. Just quietly rewind.
It also wasn't in a match where they rang the bell.
Right. So. It was a freaking back.
He was in his own house. But you know what? Like I said, don't answer. I know
it annoys me when I see that. That's all.
Don't answer it. Just don't answer it. So anyway, the point is, yeah, good for these guys. I'm sure it's gonna, this is gonna be the thing that turns it around. They're all geniuses. What do we know? We're just guys on a podcast. Obviously, we're not billionaires, so we should just be quiet.
True.
But yeah, that was All Out. Hey,
All Out. I'm out after All Out. I mean, seriously. Yeah. I mean, and remember, also poor old Nana with the fire and bullshit. I want the Brothers of Destruction to come back into AEW and literally bury them alive in a buried alive match. Wouldn't that be great? I'd love to see that.
Also stupid.
But anywho, yeah, I know. That's why I said it. But in saying that, man, if we had to grade the whole week of AEW, this ridiculous thing we called AEW of this week, weirdly enough, honestly, man, I'm going to give it a big fat F. Because All Out just made me leave a bad taste in my mouth. I know a lot of people have praised the damn event. I'm not judging. If that's what you like, by all means, keep watching that shit. But if Meltzer dares to give it all these matches 5 stars, well, if only I lived in San Jose, Vet.
If only.
I'm just saying. I swear I'd stalk him. I swear to God I would. That's how pissed off I'm getting. So and I hate to say I don't want AEW before we go. I'm telling you, man, I want this company to succeed. We praise it when they're killing it, man. Except I don't want to see bags over other people's faces on a professional wrestling event, especially if he's not strong enough to rip the damn thing. I mean, come on. I don't want to see syringes. It's not hygienic, man. You know what I mean? It's just not. I don't care how you use it. I don't want to see blood drinking. I don't want to see 2 women killing themselves. Literally, man, there's got to be concussions in that match. This was not AEW, or was it? I have no idea. But this should have been called The Wreckage. This whole week of AEW was just a wreck, bro. Truly. And it's left a bad taste in my mouth. Something shocking. And it makes me look forward to watching WWE, weird enough. Because I'm just over this shit.
Where absolutely nothing ever happens. And the people seem to be happy about that. Hey, that works for me,
brother. That works for me. I'm telling you, man. But before we do go, Elizabeth says, and I'm sorry, TK's first comment when he sat down should have been, we don't condone the actions of Moxley and the BCC, and there'll be disciplinary actions taken. But no, this guy is too dumb to think that way.
Well, you also remember you show him sitting back there with the headset on. So we know he sits there with the headset on, but then he just sits there with the headset on while his world champion is about to get murdered.
Where's the urgency, Vet? Wouldn't it be better and like sort of telling a story if he ran out, begging for them to stop? You know what I mean? They could have actually done
anything.
Right, they could have even done an angle where it was like intriguing. They left you on the edge of your seat moment, like where he's literally crying like stop it, and they cut it. you want to tune in to Dynamite to see what happens, right? Like, and then he comes out and just suspends everyone or fines them, whatever, right? But we don't get that shit at all. Like, it's simple things like that, man, that they just don't understand. They just don't get it, dude. I don't know what to say anymore. And I'm sorry if it feels like I've been just trashing everything today. But if I would go insane if I just didn't act the way I am right now. That's why I'm wearing this shit, because I hurt myself watching it. No shit. Yeah, it's a rib. It's funny, but fuck, that's how I felt, man. But yeah.
Well,
did they? Oh, anyway, I don't want to answer. I'm not going to answer. I'm going to take your advice. TK's in the chat, it seems. But but anyway, Vet, any closing comments before we just wrap this up and go into a coma?
They did it. What are they going to do now? That's the only question.
Maybe they come out with a new show.
Follow Explosion.
That, guys. Yeah,
follow they tried that once and it turned into a sparkle shower.
How do I forget that? Exactly. With Mr. Romper Stomper and Fatty Kingston. Anyway, Vet, let's just fucking take this shit home. I'm glad we got like a whole week of not talking AEW till the next time. I am intrigued though, in saying that, to see where they go next week, because I don't know how they're going to top it off, but they won't top it. They'll go nowhere.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Yep. Well, no, they could prove us wrong. They could turn it all around. All it takes is just one good show.
Right. But yeah. Speaking of good shows, tell them what you're up to. And hey, I'm being serious. I told you this off the air too. I'm actually going to tune in myself. Tell them what I'm tuning into, actually, Vet, as well as everybody else in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Well, Opinion Haver on all social media platforms, including twitch.tv. You can follow me there, hang out a little bit more. We don't have to talk about wrestling there. We can talk about whatever we want. Or if you want to talk more about it, you're welcome to do that too. I don't really mind. But yeah, you can find me at Opinion Haver on social media and wherever else. You can also find me all over HMG, Next Level Wrestling Review, Impact Attack, The Wreckage every week. You already know by now. If you sat through 2.5 hours of this, you pretty much know where I'm at. If you got time for anybody else, you got Wrestling with Rip Rogers every week, Q&A on their YouTube channel, so follow them there. You got Stevie Richards Show, follow his YouTube channel, Stevie Richards Fitness, follow that. Follow everything on Patreon, Stevie Richards Everything, JTG's YouTube channel. Check out all that stuff. And HMG's bringing new content to you, like RBV's been he had a pretty big success doing that watch along on the Netflix the Kobayashi versus Chestnut Wiener Warrior Showdown, whatever that was, over 1,000 views. Wow. So
I couldn't
good job,
believe
RBV.
Absolutely,
bring those guys in. Then and then he's also got like a new show focused on sports and betting and everything with he had Jargo on this week, so if you didn't check that one out, go to the HMG YouTube, check out that channel, check out that show, and hopefully we'll get Jargo on more times in the future. It's always a pleasure to have him working at HMG with us. So yeah, that's it for me. What about you, Jimmy?
Well, you can find me on the Twitter at DJ MassFX and also at the PWC Network. Like and subscribe right here at channelattitude.com, where for $5, not only do you get the realest, but also the best talk in all of pro wrestling. Actually, I believe that Vince Russo, the real boss man of Channel Attitude, is starting a new show, as a matter of fact, with the coach, Jonathan Coachman. I don't know if you've heard about that, actually, Vet.
No.
Yeah, them two are starting a new show, and I don't know when exactly starting. Could be this week. But I'm actually looking forward to it, so that will be pretty interesting in itself, where you got the coach, Jonathan Coachman, and Vince Russo, so go check that out whenever that debuts. Also, like and subscribe right here at haminmediagroup.podbean.com, where you get all our affiliate shows, including the Wednesday Locker Room, BRV and the boys over there, Strangle Steve, Bello, and everybody else that comes in over there. and also right here at Hamin Media Group YouTube, where, please, for everybody, we want to get to 1,000 subscribers. So please share the word, hit the like button, and just spread the word continuously till we hit that 1K mark, because you're really doing us a favor if you do that. And I think that's about it, Vet. Oh, also tune in to I Like It Raw between myself and Big Ray Hernandez, where if you like your WWE Raw, you tuning into the right show in I Like It Raw every Tuesday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on the YouTube, exclusively on the YouTube. And of course the Smack Attack and the Wreckage, as you said. But yeah, that's about it. So in saying that, it's time we take it home, Vet. I am Jimmy T. That is my co-host, the Vet, Jamie Williams. And you've been listening and watching All Extreme Wrestling Wreckage, because there was a lot of it this week right here on HaminMediaGroup.podbean.com and Hamin Media Group YouTube channel. And we're out. Peace.